Yes, sir. Let's get it. Elite Digital Radio presents the Elite Podcast. The Elite Podcast is now available on YouTube, Spotify, and the Elite Digital Radio app. It's not just a name, it's a lifestyle. Elite Digital Radio presents the Elite Podcast. The Elite Podcast provide a platform of diverse content. Whoa. Cut.
Yeah, I also need a timer. Huh? Yeah, if you have it.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Elite Digital Radio presents the Elite Podcast. The Elite Podcast is now available on Spotify. The Elite Podcast is now available on the YouTube channel, as well as the Elite Digital Radio app. It's not just a name, it's a lifestyle. Elite Digital Radio presents the Elite Podcast. The Elite Podcast provides a platform of conversations and interviews that will discuss diverse intellectual content that may resonate with you or to you in our culture. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Them Elite boys is at it again.
Lost Peace, man. Yo, I'm your host, Most Hated 6Ds, alongside my co-host.
Laws 24.
Peace, Laws. What's good, man? How you?
Yo, it's another one, bro. We got another banger tonight. We got the winner of the Honey Banana, High Times, Buddy and Mayan, Bomb of the Farmer, Grumpy Bear Farms, right out of Michigan. So we're bringing it hard this week, bro. We're coming with a good one.
Hey,
so
man,
let's settle in and let's take this ride.
Hell yeah, definitely keeping us rocking, man. Tonight we're talking with a self-made entrepreneur, like I'm saying, just like Laws just said, winner of numerous High Time Cup awards, a true hitter in the industry. Tonight we're gonna get a little personal and talk cannabis. Elite, please help us welcome Christopher Martinez, aka Bomber, the Farmer, to the show.
What up? Thanks for having me on. Don't forget to click the link in the bottom. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Wanted to make sure I get that out. Shout out to
Appreciate that.
Shout out to you guys for having me on today. First of all, I just want to give praise to, God, and giving me purpose to be here on this earth, man, because I have a story that only a few could walk in my shoes and only a few could be able to last. And only a few would say, you know what, I'm going to keep doing this and I'm going to keep pushing. So I've been in the industry for 13 years. I'm 31. I got involved in this business because we were at a time when the recession, we had just come out of recession, and I had an official mixtape store. I sold underground mixtapes for DJ Khaled, for DJ Smalls, DJ rest in peace, DJ K Slay.
Okay.
But I'm talking about like not something I burned off the fucking internet. Like I would hit up, you know what I'm saying? Man, I would hit up all these fucking DJs, bro. DJ Khaled would be one of the ones that we would hit up and be like, yo, what's Khaled? You know what I'm saying? Before he was even big, bro. And DJ Drama, before during that time when they got raided, bro, we was selling CDs for these dudes. Whoa. So, I was just mad connected jumping into this business. But the reason that we were so connected is because we had plugs for weed, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We always had the good weed. You know what I'm saying? And,
music and weed hand in hand, baby. Always. And it's just wild how like today, you know what I mean? Today, that is all that shit's relevant to me today because, it's kept me alive. It's kept me in the mix. And, I can tell you so many fucking times, where I'm somewhere. And because my music background has helped me propel my weed background to where I'm at today. And so I'm just all the way around thankful. In my 20s, I did a thing called Trust Fund Records. And then in my 30s is when, I was 29, turned 30, that I jumped into this business. I'm 31. 41, about to be 42. So yeah, it'll be 13 years I've been doing this game. And you know what I mean? Where I've had a medical marijuana card and I've never looked back, bro. And I've won 10 awards from High Times magazine. I've got a first place cup, and that's for the non-solvent hash in 2017. I judged in 2015 in Amsterdam. I judged with Laws
in 2017, right? Was it 2017? No, it was
No, you judged with me in 2015 in Denver. You were with me in Denver because you lost your fucking kid in Denver. You judged with me in Michigan because you lost your fucking kid in Michigan. You fucking...
I get so high.
Yo, honestly, we judged probably every cup between 2015 and 2017. If we weren't entered in them, we would judge them.
I only judged 3. You got invited a lot more than I did. You know what I'm saying? I only judged 3. And the only reason I don't think I got invited as much is because I was competing. And so they don't want...
That's what I'm saying. I did all my competing 2012, 2013, 14, and 15. And then from 15 on, bro, I was judging every fucking cup.
But that's how I fucking learned, bro. Like what the fuck they was looking for. You know what I mean? When you intern for High Times, and back then, bro, like the judging shit today isn't what it was back then. Because back then they would buy us dinner. They would host nights where they would have smoke sessions, and
there is no more judges. None of that shit exists anymore.
But I mean, that's what we was a part of. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, in the industry, I was able to do some really cool things. I had my record label, Trust Fund Records. And we had even been to New York City, and we'd even performed at SOBs, which is like a world-renowned place for hip hop.
Oh yeah, I know.
You know, so you know, we perform at SOBs. You know, I've done a lot of cool fucking things, bro. I'm real bred into the whole hip hop thing. Like there's very few that can say that they are grandmaster. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a grandmaster. I'm bred in all 4 elements. But that's what's made me what I am today. You know what I mean? And back in the day, that's how I got the name Bomber, because I used to spray paint a lot of walls, and I would bomb the fuck out of them, and I would battle dudes, and I would go at it, and during the day we would break dance all day, and sit on the turntables and rap back and forth, and that's just how our life just was. It's wild because I always tell people this crazy ass story. I remember one year I was on, you know what I'm saying, I was on work release, and I'll tell you how I ended up on work release in a second, but Action Bronson came to my shop, bro. The homies from West Coast Cured and Jay Beezy and fucking
yep.
And they called, Jay Beezy called us and said, yo, Bomber, Action Bronson is my boy, bro, and he needs wax, and they're in West Michigan, and they don't know where else to get the shit, bro. And I'm just like, damn, bro, we'll send them my way. So I hit my boy Kingpin and my boy Dab City. So they came through. And dude's like, bro, he comes off the tour van like a fucking diva, bro. Like just straight up like, hey man, go give me some fucking chips, go give me some fucking things from the store. Just punking his dudes, making them feel like, cause they're, you know, he's like, oh, let's get this fucking weed and let's get fucking going. And I'm like, dude, who the fuck does this dude think he is coming to my spot? You know, cause we're just like, I shut the whole store down for him. I'm like, damn, you know, whatever. So we go inside and shit, you know what I'm saying? We're sitting there bushing, and we're like, yeah, we've been in the music industry, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we performed, you know, did this and did that. And he's like, oh, really? Oh, really? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, so tell me some of the people you know and shit. And I know my homie, his name's Hook. He was an A&R for Shady Records. And he like top dudes who work with like Riggs Morales. Riggs Morales is like the president of the Shady Records company for Eminem and shit. So it's like, bro, these guys all work together. And Riggs Morales, we met all these guys along the way because my man's was really nice on the mic. Okay. And back in like early 2000s, like Latin hip hop was like, reggaeton was like fucking hot, and like everybody, I want to get with somebody that's brown. I want to get him on the mic. So we was meeting all these people, and we befriended the homie Hook and shit. So along our way from some of the things, we did like a hip hop conference for Latins and fucking in New York, and a few other things that we had done that was really fucking dope. But the point of what I'm saying is like, bro, we befriended these dudes, and over time they came to come see us. Anytime Eminem or 50 Cent or anybody that was on Shady dropped the record, they would send them to our mixtape shops, like to give away to people. Kind of like back then, it was like kind of like dying era before the CDs was about to die. So, you know, nowadays we don't have CDs. We have MP3s. We can just download the shit on our phone, whatever the fuck. So Action Bronson comes to the fucking shop, bro. And he's just like, man, who the fuck do you know? We like, well, we know this dude, we know Hook. And he's like, Hook? He's like, bro, that's my man's, bro. Hang on one second, bro. This motherfucker gets on the fucking phone, calls up Hook, bro. And this motherfucker car checked us, bro. And my man's was like, yo, that's my fam, bro. Like, I come to their city, bro. I went to Holland, where they from. I fucking party with them. You know how the New York, you know what I'm saying? You know how the New York dudes be like, yo, son, and all this. And he's like, say no fucking more. Hung up the fucking phone next to Action Bronson, like, bro, let's dab, dog. You know what I'm saying? This dude just said y'all fam, and that's all I needed to hear. And bro, you know what I'm saying? He was wanting to go to the hotel, and then all of a sudden he just wanted to chill with us and find out why the fuck we knew these dudes. Who the fuck are we? Because we in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. And how the fuck do you know the weed guy?
Yo, first of all,
the weed guy, and I know all the people. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you can't make it.
You know as well as I do, bro. Michigan is not the middle of nowhere.
Bro, it is. Where I'm from.
No, it is. But if you in the game, bro, it's one of the points. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, because later on, bro, we competed not this year, but the year before we competed in Eagle Clash in Barcelona and shit. Brandon from Third Gen Frame. Shout out to him. He fucking gave us a shout out, bro, to go and shit. You know, obviously we're Hispanic, bro, so everything just worked out perfect and shit. We went out there. We didn't win anything, but it was just the experience, bro.
Yeah.
To be out there to say that, hey, you know, we're one of the best. Because
listen, bitch. Last time you were out there, you were sitting in my mansion by the ocean, motherfucker. Dabbing hard. I went to fucking jail. I just got released. So next year we fucking do Cannabis hard, bro.
Dude, bro, ever since COVID, bro, that shit fuck, bro. I was there when COVID went down, bro. So Eagle Clash happened the night Eagle Clash happened. So this is when Trump was in office. So President Trump says nobody can come on a plane back home from Europe. They have to come through England and shit, bro. And I'm closing the borders down, bro. And that was the night of Eagle Clash. I woke up in the morning, I had 150 missed calls that told me you need to get on the next plane and get the fuck home, bro. So we're ready, bro. We're on vacation, bro. It's Barcelona.
I know, I remember, motherfucker. I was talking with you.
This is a different time. I went a second time.
No, I remember when you got stuck over there, bitch. That's what I'm saying. I was talking with you.
Bro, that shit was so fucking crazy, bro. All I know is that, man, I didn't know what the fuck was gonna go down. We ended up staying there, and I had never seen no shit like that. The police, the federales were going around telling everybody with fucking assault rifles, get the fuck in your fucking crib or we're arresting you. And bro, I had never seen Barcelona empty like that. Shit was the wildest shit from one day to the next, bro. From one day to the next, bro. Like, it's crazy as hell, you know what I mean? Yeah, but it's just wild as fuck, bro. Like, the amount of fucking crazy shit that I've been doing, and it's like you can only make a book about the shit, because it's like wild how, you know, even with you, bro, like, you know, my brother went to school at Berkeley School of Music, and that's in fucking Boston. And I made it a point to come see you because you're one of the realest, bro. Like, you are one of the realest. I know that. I can vouch for you, and just like you would vouch for me, bro. And I know that it's because, man, I've had some of the dopest hash parties with Laws, bro. Like, dopest shit, bro. And the other thing is when I went to his crib, bro, like, he treated me like family. Fucking made sure that I ate. Even sent me with fucking product, took care of me, bro. And I was just like, dang. And my family was so mad. They're like, you're here for a graduation for your little brother, and you're over here doing fucking weed business. And I'm like, hey, I gotta fucking, you know what I'm saying? This is fam shit, bro. I gotta go see them. You know what I mean? Like, y'all just doing family shit anyways. Y'all just going out to eat, you know what I mean? But I've always been the one to just go do it. Like, not wait, just go do it. You know what I mean? And not really wait for the opportunity to present itself, but more, you know, go chase it. And that's been one of the biggest things. And you know, your face shows up enough, like with me and you, like all of a sudden you're judging the cup, I'm judging the cup. Well, who the fuck is this dude? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, and everybody's card checking everybody, like, yo, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this dude? Oh, what? You have an underground cannabis club? Oh, you do this? Oh, you do that? And bro, that's how it's been, man, from the last, you know what I'm saying, X amount of years. And I just thankful again, man, like, to be able to, you know, you hit me up, say, hey, you want to jump on this podcast and you want to talk about what's going on with you? You know, on June 18, I got my shop is having its grand opening. We're a compassion club, bro. So we cater to medical marijuana patients. It's been like that since day one.
And the main reason that we created a private club is because I'm really one of those people that's like diehard. I'm all American. I am from where I am. I'm proud to be American. I'm proud to be in this country. We're full of so many fucking opportunities. You have to be a straight up fucking whack fucking person, unmotivated person to not accomplish anything or be able to make money in this country. I don't give a fuck. We live in the best country because I've been everywhere else, bro. And nowhere else can you get away with some of the shit.
I say it all the time, bro. People don't understand. When I hear anybody talk about being oppressed in this country, it drives me up a fucking tree because it's like, yo, leave your backyard, go into other countries. And let me tell you something. You'll understand how good you really have it here.
Well, you go to like Oakland and you go to like LA, bro, and they got like all these tent camps, bro, and they're not kicking them out, bro. They're just like, it is what it is. You know, you just keep going. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you amount to doing whatever you want to do. And that's all I've ever done and that's all I've ever chased. So, you know, we have a compassion club, bro. We're in an area that opted out. What that means is that, you know, all the public officials say, you know what, we don't want to have a marijuana liquor store basically inside of our area. Just like you can't just go open up a strip club or, you know, some of the other kind of weird racked out businesses that they have, like hookah lounges and whatnot. You have to be zoned. I ain't know nothing about this shit, bro. When I got in the weed game, bro, I didn't know how to build a building. I didn't know about phase 3 power. You know what I mean? I didn't know
none of us did. Come on now. We were all just growing weed to make some money, travel, and get some good fucking seeds. It turned into all of us becoming mad scientists.
It's wild, bro, because it's like I got this building and you know, so I had some people help me out with the building, and you know, now I have a mortgage to pay. So, you know, and the other thing is, if anything ever happens to me, I mean, this place is, you know what I'm saying, it's mine. As long as the bills are getting paid, everything's gonna keep going in rotation. And I'm so plugged up with everybody that I'll never go hungry. You know what I mean? Like, I might not be able to go get a, you know, $300,000 loan just based on my credit, but I'm sure I could go get 100 pounds based on my credit. You know what I'm saying? that, you know what I mean? You can't, people like me, they can't make that up. You know, people like you know what I'm saying, because you was the same way. I've been through all of the crazy shit and all of the madness and all of the fucking crazy shit that goes on with this business because, you know, it goes with the was. I remember being at Sesh party. We went to one of these secret Sesh parties down in Arizona, and we had to meet up with one of the fucking homies, the Medi Bros. They used to make these fucking candy bars.
Mike or Marcus, which one?
Yeah. Well, it was probably Mike. Yeah, it's Mike. Yeah, it was Mike. Yeah. So Mike, and we met him in Arizona, and they were like, "We're gonna be here, bro. Just bring the cash. We had to order whatever the fuck." And it was a backpack, bro. So tell me why we're at the Sesh. We do everything, whatever and shit. Next thing you know, we're on the plane and we're at Phoenix Harbor Airport and shit. And we put the fucking bag in the fucking check-in and shit. And next thing you know, man, we're at the fucking gate and fucking 8 officers are fucking there, and they're like, who's this person? They're looking for us, bro, because we're passed out. You know what I'm saying? It's me, my baby mama, and my partner Mick. And we're fucking there at the airport and shit, and they find us. And they separate us right away, because that's what they do when they get you at the airport. They separate you real fucking fast. So when we already knew, because we were already routine. We already know what the fuck. We already know we rehearsed this shit. So my baby mama, she busts out all of her medical cards. We bust out our medical cards, and we're like, yo, this is our medicine. We was at a trade show. We going back home, and we just taking what the fuck is ours. And they were like, they didn't know what to do. They're like, can you do that? Like, get a lawyer on the phone, because we're doing it. You know what I mean? Like, we're showing you that we have, just like a carry concealed weapons license. I'm showing you that I have a license that allows me to travel with this shit. How are you going to tell me that I'm not legit? And they let us go, bro. We were on the plane, got home and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I got plenty of stories like that, bro. Like, where I'm like,
so that story in Arizona is via 2015.
Yeah.
Because that's when the Medi bars died. Yep. And we had to skip over and start fucking with the punch bars.
Yep. Because the punch guys were were ready to go, bro, right after that shit. And they had the packaging. That was
Mike and Marcus weren't making the bars anymore, bro. It died. And once that died, we had to make that switch. Punch was, they have their own. This is like the pioneer fucking days, baby.
But you know what I'm saying, bro? That's how long I've been doing this shit, bro. Like, I don't know, man.
Listen, if you haven't done time or you haven't been hemmed up, or you haven't been rated, or you haven't been in this long enough, because it comes for all of us. We've all played in this game long enough to know that knocks coming, that clicks coming, it's happening no matter what. We've all, even playing in the legal format, people have to understand up into a certain day and age, there was no legal format, and we were navigating these waters well before it was cool. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you hadn't or don't have that on your resume, it's almost like you have to be a little suspect, but not on top of that. It means you just got here. And if you just got here,
Yep. And the things that you're saying today are relevant to the OGs because they all know. And the thing is like, I got a lot of like dudes who just got on with the last couple years, bro. And then sometimes it's just like, I think of the same caliber, bro. And it's like, it's not that you're not at the same caliber, bro. It's just that I put in this work. So you know what I mean? And it's like, it ain't easy to run an 18 lighter, 20 lighter, you know what I mean, on your own. And then still fucking maintain a business and still have a family and still have kids and still have, a relationship, you know what I mean? And then
when you eating for yourself, it's always easy to walk around with the backpack and a smile. But when you're eating for fucking multiple people, bro, and you got to make sure everyone's eating, that backpack and that smile is a little heavier and ain't so brow. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing is, it's like, I really feel that we did a lot of, you're part of that squad, and then, there's a handful of other people, but, I think about that, like how the commercial situation has just really taken over the industry to the point where it's like nothing's craft anymore. Everything's just put together. Who's got the nicer packaging, the
package goes further than the product all day. Everything coming out of a dispensary 9 times out of 10 is fucking poop. You know what I mean? Most of us that are heads wouldn't even smoke it. It's almost embarrassing. You know what I mean? You want to make millions of dollars, but you only want to pay minimum dollars to the people trying to create the craft for you. It's foolish.
Well, that's the thing. The only shops I ever really been to, I go to I always try to go check out shops, bro. I always go see what the fucking hype is, whatever. I haven't found very many. I think the backpack boys in LA, they do pretty good. I mean, they got some good growers that grow for them. But I mean, other than that, I ain't really seen no other shit out of somebody's house.
Do you know how the legal market is fucked? Because Grape God, West Coast Alchemy, exclusive melts, you know what I mean? Yep. Resin extracts, you know what I mean? Mission Hill, Michigan made, you know what I mean? Like, they're all black market names, and they all carry weight in our industry as top product. Yep. And none of them sit in a store because it's easier to make better stuff for us than it is to try to get it in the legal market. And once you get it in the legal market, you're hemmed up, and somebody else is just going to take your vision and take your name and run with it.
That's kind of why, on that subject, because, I come from, I was telling you about the mixtape shop and the record label. And I really take this business kind of like the new rap, or the new act, the musician. And some people were like, well, why do you say that, Mom? Well, it's kind of like, who the fuck buys weed and is like, yo, this is some good weed, I'm just gonna smoke it all to myself? You know what I mean? Like, the first thing you do is like, yo, bro, you gotta check this out. You gotta check this out. And the really is the DJs or the people putting out the music are the bud tenders. And you know what I mean? They're the ones, okay, here's what it is. And then you got the DJs or the artists is the growers or the companies that are coming out and doing that. So, for somebody like me, I consider myself somebody that's still doing it out the trunk. That's why, I was showing you guys the tour bus, because, that's something we're going to be using over the summer to just do pop-up shops and fucking make it happen and shit. It's again, I'm just thankful to be a part of this movement. I don't really do too many podcasts, but with the shop opening up, man, I'm going to probably be doing a lot of them and shit in the next few weeks here. But it's just being able to just open up with people and let them know, bro, like, you know, this all happened to me, you know, like I got, you know, this is how I started off doing this game. So,
hey, Bob, I don't even mean to cut you off, but let's ground this for a second real quick, man. We never really got into your background first, man.
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about.
Yeah,
so,
you know what I'm saying?
Right here, this is how I saw happen. So I was in the entertainment industry. We had the mixtape shop. In 2008, the recession.
Hold up, Bum. I want to go back before that, man. I want you to let us know where you from, man. Where you grew up.
Okay, you know I'm from Holland, Michigan. Bro, I'm from Holland, Michigan, bro. It's a small ass city outside of Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids is the second largest city in Michigan. And Grand Rapids is known as Gumroad. And the reason that it's known as Gumroad is because, bro, we don't fuck around here. In other words, it's like, yo, bro, and growing up in the 90s, they really had us, you know, really segregated. You know, white boys hung with white boys, blacks hung with blacks, Hispanics, Asians hung with Asians. Nobody really mixed. It was always the movies or the kind of like the areas that made us think that way. Like, bro, like, you know what I mean? It made us think that we had to be like that. Instead of today, a lot of people ain't like that today. Cause it's like, bro, you got money. Let's fuck with you. You fucking with me, bro. Like, it ain't like that no more.
Hey, so is that anywhere close to Battle Creek, Michigan?
It's not too far from there, bro. And Battle Creek is where they got the cereal company for Kellogg's, and it smells like Fruit Loops at night over there in Battle Creek and shit, bro. So
I got family out there.
Yeah, bro, it's not far from here. I mean, that's still considered West Michigan. Okay. You know, that's Western University, which is in Kalamazoo. Battle Creek and Kalamazoo are like sister cities and shit. They're right next to each other. It's two big cities right next to each other. And you know, some of the dopest dispensaries is in Battle Creek and Kalamazoo. It's what the fuck, Lake Effect and another place called Doja. And they're homies that like fucking came up with like laws and shit, but you know, these guys, they still keep it to the craft, but they got licenses and shit. They work with the township. You know, they've been doing it for a long time. I come from an area called Holland, Michigan, bro. It's like the perfect ass city to raise any family. You know, I went to school. When I went to school, one of my best friends was black. You know what I'm saying? White boy, Asian. That's just how we all rode together, bro. I didn't really look at color growing up too much. It was kind of the whole way of the other stuff that made us that way. But I ain't ever that. We grew up with four-wheelers. You learn how to fucking load up a fucking pistol or rifle. You learn how to hunt. You know what I'm saying? Fish. That's the kind of shit that we grew up in. But I was also brown, bro. And my fact of what I'm saying in that situation is that my dad was an entertainer. My dad was a musician, and he at a young age. My dad had me when he was 16. My mom was 15, and my dad was 16. Okay. And my dad is to this day is my hero. I give him all of the props for all that shit because he stuck by my mom's side, man. You know, they still married to this day, bro. They're still married. They've had so many ups and downs, but my dad was a musician, and all the way until I was born, all the way till I was like 16, and then he started going to churches, so he stopped going on the road and shit. But the whole time he's raising a little monster because he's taking me to the bars, to the clubs. He's taking me to you know, when you're a musician and you're hanging around and you're Mexican, and you know what I'm saying, you got a guy who all of a sudden pulls out motherfucking, you know, 8-ball out of his thing. Here, you know, you're gonna play this song today for me. You know what I mean? And there they were playing all these songs, and you know, oh, here's another few $100. We're gonna get you guys to come back to our, you know, and I'm a kid, and my dad isn't gonna leave me in the fucking van, you know what I mean, while everybody's partying all over, because it's just, not safe.
This in the business is what we call pre-seasoning. That's all. You were pre-seasoned, my son.
So he was taking me to do all that shit, and as a kid, you know, and you know, as later on in life, as a kid, I thought that was normality. You know, passing around green and white shit. Like, I thought that was normal, bro. Like, my dad hustled off the side, you know, never really talked about it. Always smelled funny, always smelled that way. Always every once in a while, he's leaking out the nose because he's lit up, you know, and I'm like, damn, you know, it's like, what the fuck? Like, and I thought that was normal, bro. Like, that was what I thought. Like, anything that happened on the road stayed on the road. So if there was like girls, you know, at a young age, you know what I'm saying? different girls, different things. There's just all this kinds of different shit always going on all the time, bro. Like, it wasn't my fault. That's just how shit was. And later on in life, when my dad stopped doing all, like, I'm not going on the road anymore, it's like, well, what the fuck? You know, what am I gonna do and shit? Like, I don't know anything else. So I remember my boy, shout out to my boy JJ, his mom, man, and she just passed away last year from COVID. So I was just, this is kind of like crazy because she got us our first job at Pizza. She was a waitress there, and she worked for this lady named Betty. And we worked, bro, 40 fucking hours, you know, every couple of weeks as we was in high school. We would take our checks and put them all together and drive to Grand Rapids and go meet up the other Mexican kids that we fucking knew and buy packs off of them and shit. Man. But then when they knew that we could, and then like we had relatives and shit, family members and other people that were in the game were like, damn, y'all can pop this shit off. We'll just hook you up. You don't even gotta go to fuck over there. You know what I'm saying? It's like you know, it was like, oh, okay, well, what the fuck? And that's how you grew up, and that's how you start learning. Okay, boom, boom, boom. And my boy was talking about this the other day on the podcast that he was doing. He was talking about how, you know, oh yeah, bro, Bomber would say, we in the studio, we would practice all the raps. And he's like, so for every hour that's in the studio, that's 1 ounce of weed that a Bomber had to sell. And that was true, bro. Like back then, you know what I mean? We wanted to rap. And so, you know, we had put a CD together back then and shit. And I remember getting it from Disc Makers. You remember Disc Makers was like it was a distribution company. They did for like No Limit. They did for all kinds of stuff. And my boy had talked about this story, how when we were kids and we were coming back, we had sold all these CDs and shit, you know, because I would take my weed money, whatever. I didn't really need to do anything else. I guess what my point of what I'm saying is like, we're living kids, we're living life. We go to the bars, you know what I mean? And we were young. We weren't even old enough to get in the bars, and we would still get in the fucking bars because of who the fuck we were, you know? And it's like, damn, you know, how's these kids just like, you know, going to places that they shouldn't be, and how, you know, it's just because we were, you know, selling weed, bro. We were selling weed. We had never really got into anything else besides selling weed. And I remember just being a kid, and we would just buy it and just in bales, and like, you know what I mean? 7 pounds, 20 pounds, 50 pounds. I remember one time I went to one of my boys' crib, and he like opened up a whole fucking closet. The whole fucking closet was full of fucking brick weed. I'm like, he's like, how many you want? How many you want, Bomber? How many you want right now? You know what I mean? And like, I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, this is fucking crazy, bro. And you think to yourself, like, man, you come from that. And so yeah, bro, I'm from Holland, Michigan. I'm from Northside. I was my parents are from the South Side, so like the two sides from my city are split up into two sides, and it's really the high schools that are split up. West Ottawa's North Side, and Highland High is South Side. And so the thing that's real infamous about our city is the fact that we got this Tulip Time Festival, and it's going on this week, right? So they have this festival of tulips, and 1 million people come to my city. You know what I mean? So if 1 million people are coming here, you know what I'm saying? They're tourists, they know whatever. What are they doing? They're spending money here, they relaxing, they look at the city, they decide, hey, later on in the summer, I'm gonna come back. Mm-hmm. So this is the city that I grew up in, bro. Like everybody, and we had all the weed, and we would sell it to all the I remember being in high school, and my boy Jinx, he was a black dude and shit. And he worked at Myers. Myers is like a Walmart over here in Michigan, in the Midwest, bro. Like they're everywhere. And he'd be like, yo, I gotta take me to Myers and shit. So I take him to Myers, and I'm gonna cash my check and shit. And I would hook him over to QP and shit every motherfucking Friday, bro. That's how we did. And I would go inside high school, and I had my own fucking restroom where I would fucking lock the door, and you would knock it a different way, and I would know it was you. And I would walk into the high school and fucking sell out my fucking backpack and shit. Just like that.
Bomber. Hold on. Fuck that. So you was there when the Fab Five was rocking?
Bro, yeah, I was a little kid, bro. Like little kid, bro. You talk about what Fab Five, that's a little bit different. I'm not that old, but that's my era, bro. I remember being a kid watching because it's Channel 3, that's CBS. It was on CBS. I remember watching that game when motherfucking Chris Webber did the timeout.
Yeah.
Game and shit. Bro, I'll never get that shit. But you know, we grew up Michigan fans, bro. Like that's us. We grew up U of M because of the Fab Five.
Hell yeah. Who? I mean, that's in that era. Who didn't? I'm in CT and was a fucking Fab Five fan.
Oh, bro, the black socks, the black fucking, you know what I'm saying? The hardcore black fucking dudes that they were, bro. And then like the fact that, you know, they kept the street and they kept it real. What they were is what represented Michigan, bro. That's how it was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, we grew up in that era and we had homies in Detroit, bro. Cause remember I telling you, one of my best friends, he was half black, half white. But he was more dominant in me being black, and he had cousins that were from Detroit and fucking on the west side, bro. I'm telling you, bro, like we've always, as a kid, been so connected, and I don't know why the fuck that is. You know what I'm saying? It's just always the way the fuck it is, and you know, it's like later on in life, you know what I mean? It gets crazier for me because we're just so connected. We came out of the same high school, and you know, my boy Mick, I remember one time we was graffitiing some walls and shit. And he's my business partner, bro. And I remember we became tight in the jail cell when he was 17, he was 18, I was 17. And we was talking through the jail cell, and he's Asian, bro. And back then in the 90s, Asians and the Hispanics, you know what I'm saying, we didn't get along too much, bro. Like,
no.
So it was like really unheard of, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that, like, you know what I mean, to be part of, you know, the neighborhood, you know, because I grew up with a bunch of Latin kings, bro. That's just how I grew up. That's the neighborhood, you know what I mean, that we rep. And then my boys, they represented the squad called TRG, which is, you know, Tiny Rascal Gang. And you know what I mean? These are like big gangs to this day. I'm like, what the fuck? All these dudes are connected to all this fucking crazy shit. And then we're connected. And I remember like being in that jail cell, and he's just like, bro, you know what I mean? We could probably make some bread together. And I'm like, yo, bro, yeah, you know what I mean? Let's get it. Because these Asian boys had all these connects. Because back then, pills was big, bro. Yeah, the presses, the double presses, the triple presses. And, you know, we would take them to all the white boys, all the fucking packs. You know what I mean? I'd get like 5 packs. And if the weed was good, you know, I would trade it off for some pills, and then I'll pop that shit off, you know, kind of like divide a little bit of my fucking inventory, so I had a little bit of different, and the clientels, they could just shop with me, whatever, you know, what they had. But
we call that in the business diversifying your portfolio, son.
Oh, there you go. That's how I would do it. And yeah, bro, in the 90s, bro, it was just different. You know, we was just really, I would trade them packs for vials of acid, and we would put them on sweet tarts and fucking sugar cubes to give to people and shit, because bro, that was like the best, bro. You know, if you take a fucking whole bottle of fucking acid, melt the fuck back, you're like, oh shit. And what's crazy is that today, that's more relevant today now. You know, people were on this, like, that's health conscious now. Like, that's part of my mental health. I have to take mushrooms or acid, or you know what I mean, or what the fuck, asawaka or whatever the fuck it is. They be
you remember back in 2017. We were at Cup together, and you came up to me and you handed me a chocolate bar infused with shrooms. And you're like, hey, bro, here, this is what we're all growing now, because, you know, weed's passe. So we're all growing the shrooms.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, back then in 1998, 97, when I was a little ass fucking kid, we was already doing the plug shit with all that shit. And it's just crazy how all of that shit comes full circle. That's how it's like, you know, I wear like this type of shit and the other shit. I wear J's and all this other stuff. It's because, bro, like, it's part of what it's, I consider us new age hippies. You know what I mean? Because it's a whole different way of living. You know, you're spending fucking $5,000, $10,000 on a fucking rig. Who the fuck does that? You know what I mean? Like, you got, you know, who the fuck spends money on a fucking rig like that? You know, exactly. That's my fucking point. Like, you know what I mean? Look, this is mine right here. Look, there's mushrooms and shit all the fuck on it. I got the fucking weird shit. But, you know, that's my point. It's like, you know, I remember like how I ended up, like, my boy, man, he was like, bro, like, we could probably do this with the medical cards, because all of the fucking homies that we had fucking like were like, damn, we got to do this shit, bro. And I don't know, man. There's so many different points in my story. It's just wild to be relevant today. Like, selling weed, putting your check together when you're 16, I'm fucking 41, bro. Put the math together. That's 25 years I've been selling weed, bro. And you know, and like to be a monster about it. Like I know everything about the fucking plant, bro. You know, and every day I'm learning more. But like to win awards for shit you grew and then for shit you make hash into, bro. Come on, bro. I don't give a fuck. You gotta be a motherfucking that kids to say a hash god in order to be able to.
What's
like
Bomber's Farmers Market about, yo?
The Farmers Market, you talking about June 18?
Yeah.
So June 18, I'm having vendors, I'm having live bands. You know, I'm putting all of my networking skills to fucking together, you know, and letting people understand why the fuck this place is relevant to our area. When I opened up Pure West, you know, in 2011, there wasn't any other places around. You know, it was like no weed spots for like a 60-mile radius. We were the first people to advertise on weed maps in Michigan. We were the first ones that to pay weed maps. And check this story out, bro. So when me and my boy, I'm like, man, what the fuck, bro? We spending motherfucking money with weed maps, bro. We don't even know where the fuck this money goes, bro. These motherfuckers is charging us at that time. I think it was like $300 or some shit. I'm like, I'll pay these motherfuckers $300. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck makes them so relevant and shit? So me and my boy were in LA picking up some packs and doing some shit, bro. I'm like, you know what? Fuck that. We going to the office, bro. We're gonna find out where the fuck, you know, I want the analytics, bro. Like, I want to know how many
paying for it, hell yeah.
I want to know why the fuck I'm paying you all this money. Tell me. So we go over there and shit to Weed Maps. We go to the front desk and shit. And we're like, yo, we're from Pure West, Compassion Club. And they're like, do you have an appointment? And I'm like, I don't think you could hear me. I said, we're from Pure West Compassion Club. And they're like, oh, okay, where is that? Like South LA, North? I'm like, no, we're from Michigan. We came all the way the fuck over here to talk to somebody that's in charge because we want to know why the fuck we paying you this. And I said it like that. Why the fuck we paying you that amount of money for our listings and shit? We don't understand what the fuck logistics is. And we're here to create a relationship. So this lady leaves, goes to the back she radios somebody, hey, can you get somebody down here, whatever? And then they're like, well, we can't, there's nobody that can come down here. So she goes in the office, says something to somebody. Next thing you know, bro, like they putting us in a boardroom. The president of the company of Weed Maps comes out. Fucking everybody that was on fucking our rep, everybody just shows up, bro, and was just like, what are you guys doing here? Like, well, what's the point? And then we're like, well, damn, we want to know where the fuck our money goes. And that's when they broke it down to us. Do you guys know that you guys are the first paid account in Michigan from Weed Maps? And I was like, no, we didn't know that shit. And they're like, and we've never had anybody ever in the history of our company from another state come to our office and want to build a relationship. We do it through the phone. Nobody's ever physically came here before. I was like, well, shit, I want to know where the fuck my money's going and shit, man.
Face to face.
That's when they broke out the analytics and they showed it because West Michigan was the most researched area next to LA and a few other places, bro, where they showed us like our little ass area because it goes by people per person. So like per click.
Per capita.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know how they worded it or whatever, but the demographics for that we were in an area that was such a hot market on their website that they were like in awe that we were there because they knew that information. I didn't know that information. And they were the ones that were like breaking it down for us, like, yo, you got to know all this shit. So we ended up building a relationship with them, bro. And, you know, we're not on the website anymore because you have to have a license to be on the website, but it's a badass story to say that shit, bro, because nobody else can say that. You know, whenever I would go into LA or the boardroom at Weed Maps, like they would invite us inside. We'd smoke inside that bitch. We fucking like, they gave us weed, wax, anything that we wanted because everybody was trying to get their shit put into some type of situation, you know? Yeah. So, yeah, bro, stories for days, bro. I've been doing this shit so fucking long.
Hey.
How I started doing the business is that I was staying in Texas with my boy Chingo Blink. You ever heard of Chingo Blink? No. Chingo Blink, he's a Mexican rapper. He's from Houston, okay. And he a lot of like comedy and like a lot of parody. He's kind of like a Weird Al, but like he's Mexican. He got like a cowboy hat and boots, and he's pretty good cold on the mic. I went to his house and I interned and shit.
Oh, what?
It was during the recession, so the mixtape shop had to fucking close. So we didn't have the mixtape shop. I'm like, damn, man, what the fuck am I gonna do? I started working at Meyer. I fucking smashed my hand. You can kind of see how my hand's kind of smashed out. I smashed my hand at Meyer. I was working for Meyer. It was just a fucked up situation. So from 2008 to 2009, I'm like, bro, this music shit's got to kick off. Where like, I don't know, I gotta move somewhere else. So I moved to Houston to go stay with him for a little bit, and he introduced me to like Baby Bash. There's other dude, Lucky Luciano, and a few of the other people that were from SPM, South Park Mexican, which is he's pretty big rapper from the 90s, Mexican rapper. But like, the point of what I'm saying is like, I stayed with this dude, and then on my way back, I stayed from him from October all the way to December. And on my way back, bro, I'm like, oh yeah, it's Christmas time. I'm gonna drive home, go all the way back home. I drive all the way back, and I go through Tennessee. And I'm driving all the way from Houston all the way. And I'm like, once I get to Tennessee, I'm going to stop. Because I've been pulled over there before, and the cops are just assholes, right?
Okay.
I get pulled over.
So you knew what you was getting into.
Bro, I had just smoked too, because I'm like, man, I'm about to pass out in Memphis. I'm going to stop. I'm not driving anymore. But air out the ride, I'm going to clean it. I already had it. For next exit that I'm going to get off, I'm doing this, right? And I didn't even get in the state line. I didn't even make it to the first fucking exit. I got pulled the fuck over, bro.
Damn, yo.
And the thing that he could smell the weed, and my door handle didn't open on the driver's side. It was broken and shit. And he pulls on it, and he's like, open the fucking door. I can fucking smell the fucking weed. Open the fucking door. And I'm like, damn, man, this is fucking crazy. I'm getting arrested. Well, I always kept a pistol in my fucking door, and I'm like, damn, man, if they find this pistol, I'm fucked. You know, I don't have any weed, because they pull me over. I'm like, man, fuck this. I'm gonna swallow this weed and shit. Because he went to go back to go check the ID. I'm like, I'm swallowing it. I'm not gonna go swallow the fucking weed. And then he takes me and he puts me in the back of the cop car, and he's like, what? And he's like, we're gonna search your car. We know that there's some weed in here. We can smell it. Well, I'm like, dang. And the only thing they could find was a little bowl. As I would always travel. This is one of the things that I would do. I would always travel with paraphernalia, because everybody wants a bowl. You know what I mean? Everybody wants a pipe. Everybody wants to. So I would sell pipes and bowls and shit from the mixtape shop. I would always keep this inventory on me to sell. And they were like, well, how do you got all these bowls and pipes and bongs? And you know, I got no fucking weed. And so these Tennessee cops, and in Tennessee, they got like these anti-badge, like, you know, the Ghostbuster emblem, like with the anti-shit, but as an anti-weed thing on it. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Like, I fucking smell like weed. They're going to fuck me over. Damn. So they take me to this warehouse and shit, and they're like, we're gonna take your car apart. So while I remember I swallowed that weed, so I'm real fucking tired. I'm like, fuck. They're gonna find that pistol in my fucking ride, bro. They're gonna find that pistol in my ride. I'm fucked. And they're like, you want to tell us anything before we fuck? I'm like, damn, maybe I should tell them. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I can't tell them.
Hell no.
I'm like, what if they find it? What the fuck? I'm like, okay. So they put me in this room, bro, and there was these other two dudes, bro, this fucking dark-skinned black dude and this light-skinned black dude. And these dudes, I could tell, bro, because I had already been around the block. These were some thug-ass motherfuckers, bro, like thug as fuck. I could tell, bro. They was like fucking arguing and shit. Motherfucker, I fucking about to fuck your ass up. Like, they was going back and forth. Something had popped off with them. I guess they had, I don't know, shot somebody, and they was on a fucking run. And I was like, bro, I am not trying to fucking deal with these dudes, bro. Like, and I'm aware with these dudes, they're taking apart. So then they come back and they're like, Martinez, we didn't find nothing in your ride, but we're still gonna book you and shit. So I'm like, fuck, man, what the fuck, bro? Like, you guys are gonna fucking take me to jail. You ain't gonna just let me go. No, we're gonna impound your car, and we're gonna put you through the court process. I'm like, fuck the fuck.
Yo, how did they not find the pistol?
Because it was stashed in the door perfect enough, and fucking God didn't want my fucking life to end right there. I don't know, bro, because you can't make that shit up. They put it through a whole scanning machine. They had this fucking room that they had this hand scanner where it would like x-ray everything in the fucking thing. And maybe it was because of metal on metal. I don't know. But they didn't find it. And I was like, damn, what the fuck? Here's the funny part, bro. So they take me and I drive all the way in this middle of nowhere in fucking Tennessee, bro. Fucking middle. This place called Dyersburg, Tennessee. I know it's Dyersburg. I don't know where the fuck it was. But anyways, it's the middle of nowhere. I get to the fucking front, bro. And you notice, bro, I'm brown as fuck, bro. I probably look like I could work in the fucking field and shit, bro. Like, and I get up to the front desk and there's this country lady and she's eating pie, bro. And she's just like, all right, son, can you tell me your name, your first and last name? And I was like, Christopher Martinez. And then she asked my birthday and she asked me a few more questions. And she's like, hold up. What the fuck? You fucking talk normal. And I was like, what the fuck? What did you just say? She's like, you talk normal, you're polite. We ain't never had one of your kind here. And I was like, my kind? What the fuck? Where the fuck am I? I'm like, oh, hell no, bro. I'm in the middle of nowhere, bro. They think I'm fucking a migrant or a mojo, somebody fresh off the border, bro. I don't know what the fuck they thinking, bro, but they thinking that shit. You know what I mean? And I'm like thinking to myself, like, what the fuck, bro? Like, where am I and shit? And she's like, Earl, come over here. We got an educated Mexican over here. I ain't never saying her. Man, me running around like I was a little monkey and shit. I was like, bro, all this for some fucking weed, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, what the fuck? And she just had me doing all this shit. She asked me if I wanted peach cobbler and all this other shit. That's not even the fucked up part, bro. So I'm like, you know, they make you dress down when you get into jail. They make you put on these fucking outfits and shit. So I go to the cell and it's in a dormitory. I walk in, bro. And the fucking first thing the fucking black dudes tell me when I get in there, hey, amigo, all the other amigos over there, amigo. And I was like, what the fuck did you just say to me? And all of their mouths just dropped, bro. All the black dudes like, what the fuck? And I was like, where the fuck am I, man? Where the fuck is this place, bro? They're like, bro, how the fuck you talk like that, bro? And they don't say, I was like, how the fuck I talk like what, bro? Like you don't talk like a fucking essay, bro. What the fuck? And I was like,
fucked them up,
bro. It just fucked them up. And then the fact that I was talking out some street shit, and then the other, you know, all this other fucking shit. And I'm like, damn, bro, get me out of here. So my boy comes and picks me up, bro. And my van is there. I'm stuck. And my boys, I went back to Michigan, and my boys are just like, yo, man, we just passed a medical marijuana law. Bro, we're getting our medical marijuana cards. And these are like the rich white boys that we fuck with, that we sold packs to, and they would buy everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? If we had it, they was buying it. Yeah. And it was like getting medical cards and shit. I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, I smashed my fucking head. I need a medical card and shit. Like, what the fuck? So I sent in the application. I drove all the way to fucking Detroit for the fucking medical card. I showed the doctor, whatever. And I remember I had a blunt rolled up. And the doctor told me, so when she's like, I don't know about you. She's like, I remember this shit. She's like, I don't know about you. For some reason, me writing this script for you, I know it's gonna change a lot of different things in your life and a lot of other stuff. She's like, so you be careful with this. I don't know what it's gonna do for you. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? They gave me a weed card so I can hold weed now. Fuck out of here. This is on. I'm on, bro. I'm like, so I get to the van, light up and shit. No, at that time, I didn't even have my van yet. I had another person's car because I didn't get my van back yet. I was fucking like, I think I might let my mom or somebody had let me use the fucking car or whatever the fuck. So I ended up with my medical card, and my boy's like, bro, man, I got all these packs and shit, bro. We should try to see if we could get rid of them to the dispensaries. And we would drive to Lansing, go to all the dispensaries and sell them. And this is like the one time when I fucking was putting in some work for some cartel motherfuckers, bro. And I would take, you know what I'm saying? Because I eventually got my fucking van back from Tennessee. It took me 3-4 months. So I took it back. So I eventually got my van back, and I would take the title to my van and I would give it to these cartel motherfuckers for 20 pounds of fucking weed, bro. And I would sell it to all these little places. And eventually they were like, bro, you know, you could do this in Holland. We do the same shit. We don't got no fucking license. I'm like, what? What you mean you ain't got no fucking license and shit, bro? They gonna raid you. Cause remember all the stories I'm telling you as a kid, like, bro, I've been through all kinds of crazy shit already. Like, no way, there's no fucking way they just gonna let me just get away with some shit, bro. Fuck that. And they're like, nah, bro, you could do it. You just gotta find medical marijuana patients. So my van, I would pile people in my fucking minivan, and I would drive your ass to either Saginaw or Detroit, and I would help you get a medical card. That's how I started off doing this shit. And that's how I got my clients. So eventually the doctor was like, Chris, you're really good at bringing people out here. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, he's like, how about I come to you?
And I was like, bro, if you could come to me, that's the plug. Like, fuck it. So we started renting out hotel rooms in my city. And then in the conference room, we rent out the conference room too. My baby mama, my oldest, Maximus's mom, she worked at the hotel. So she would get me the discount on the room and thing, because $40 for the room, $50 for the conference room, bro. And in the conference room, we'd have backpacks, bro, full of edibles, Rice Krispie trees, whatever. So after you got your medical card, we will hook your ass up with that shit. And then eventually I needed to find a fucking building. And we was in the building that we were in for, before we were in the building we're on right now. That's the reason where we're celebrating it, is because it's kind of like a new christening and shit of the building, because we were in another building for so long and we were under the impression we was going to buy that building, but that's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not what a higher power have in store for me, bro. Like, I'm over here, and this is like the crazy part about it is it's like, it's the heart of it is still here from back then. 2012, the city challenged me and my partner Mick, he's Asian and shit. Remember I told you about him meeting him in the jail cell and shit and whatever. So we opened up the mixtape shop. That shit failed. And then I had told him, hey, what's up with the weed shop? And he's like, well, shit, if we could get people to come to come to doctor visits, because he was helping me get people. We could get motherfuckers to come to the fucking shop. And back then, he's Asian, bro. So anybody who knows anything about the weed game, I don't give a fuck. Asians run that motherfucker, bro. Asian motherfuckers run the weed thing. In Oregon, they run it all over the fuck, bro. They the ones that fuck the whole price up in the packs right now. That's why packs is like all the way low as 500, 800 on some exotics and shit. And it's that they created that shit. Well, this motherfucker is plugged up with some of the biggest dudes, my partner, bro. And we were getting packs of cherry pie kush. We were getting all kinds of fucking dope ass shit, bro. Like back then. Mm-hmm. I remember one time when we was kids, bro. Not when we was kids. Our kids were with us, and we had to go all the way the fuck over there to Cali to pick up some packs and shit. So we took all the kids with us and shit. We drove them all the way down over there to LA and shit. You know, they eventually made it where they needed to. But it was like, yo, the kids, we're taking you to Disneyland. You know, we just got to take this road trip real quick. And, you know, we did shit like that to get to where we're at, you know, and it's like, wow, what the fuck? So during 2012, they raided me, and the city challenged me, said, I can't have this. And like I was telling you, I'm all American. I fucking all about it. But
hey, Bomber, hold on real quick. Just let me catch up. Is this dealing with the felony charges that you was facing?
Yes. So this is where I get into that shit. Okay. So the reason the township took us a thing, and I'm all about the social club, bro. I don't know if you know much about Americana, but the social club was real popular in the 60s, 70s. The biker clubs that were started in social clubs, bro. And then RICO happened in the 80s and 90s. That's why people stopped having social clubs, bro. But it's still common today to have a social club. It's just not as common. You call it a church if you want to now. You know what I mean? So that social club that's getting away with anything pretty much. But I was like, bro, I could open up a social club. I could do a medical marijuana doctor clinic, and I could fucking run this shit. The city challenged me, bro. Took me to court, me and my partner. And the judge said, you know what? You guys can't kick them out. They're not a public nuisance. So I'm not going to kick them out. But if we put it in that they are selling weed to anybody, we're gonna fine them. So, you know, we're like, man, fuck that. We're gonna pay the fucking fine and shit. Oh, here. We're gonna pay the fucking fine. So we put them, they said the judge does a ruling. They say you have until this date to pay the fine or move out. And me and my boys are like, what the fuck? Fuck it. We're just gonna pay the fine. We went and paid the fine at 3 o'clock. By 5 o'clock, they were already raiding us. That was the first time we had already got raided, bro. We got raided there and shit. And apparently they had sent undercover cops. So they were waiting for us to close. If we would have closed, it probably would have never brought up the case. But since we stayed open, they were like, oh, fuck it. We have a case. So we'll just shut them all the way down. We'll put them all the way the fuck down. So when they did that shit to me, I ended up fucking... I assisted in a sale. So one of my bud tenders that was working at the shop, and an undercover cop that was in there was, you know, told him, he was like, man, we're out of medicine bottles. Like, what's the odds of that shit? We out of medicine bottles, Bomber. I need you to get me one in the back. So I go in the back, give it to him, and I assisted in the sale. So now I'm like a co-defendant in this fucking case, and I ain't even fucking do anything and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
and because I had all these other charges when I was a kid, being a graffiti artist, and then when I told you I ran out the back door and they ended up finding a little bit of coke in there, so I already got 2 felonies, so I ain't got more fucking cards. I'm like, fuck, dude, and this isn't really like, it's kind of a slap on the hand, but at the same time, it's serious because I got all this other habitual offender bullshit that goes on together. So I'm like, fuck, bro, this is fucked up. But not only did they do that, bro, but they gave me a warrant from that shit. From they raiding us, they end up giving me a warrant. They go to my house and shit. And I go outside of my fucking crib, right? And I live in the middle of nowhere. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm in my drawers, bro. I ain't got no socks on. I got no t-shirt on. And there's somebody banging on my door, and that's cops. So I step out, and he's like, we have a warrant for your arrest and shit. I'm like, from what? And they're like, from when the shop got raided. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that fast? Like, what the fuck? Like, because the investigation was whatever. So they raided it. You didn't give me a warrant already. You know what I mean? And me and my boy thought this whole time we wasn't even going to get charged because we're legit. You know, we have medical cards. Who cares if we're over? You know what I mean? You can't charge us. Yeah. You know what I mean? Had really at that point, this is 2012. Nobody had really even challenged. 2013, we're getting ready to challenge them. So, yeah, I ended up fucking, my boy ended up taking a plea bargain. So he pretty much pled guilty for the both of us. You know what I mean? You know, so I'll see you guys later. So he pretty much plead guilty for the both of us. And that's how the fucking shit played out. And, you know, it's crazy because it's like, I ended up getting work release and shit that year and shit. The judge ended up doing that. And then they end up finding more weed when they're at my house. And so Holland is split up into 2 counties. 70% of it's Ottawa County and 30% Allegan County. So my house was in Allegan County and shit. So when they raided my house, so I got 2 sets of different fucking felony charges for 2 different counties based on the same fact that they just keep fucking with me, bro. I'm like, damn. And when they fucking came to my house with those warrants, bro, they had a big ass white country boys, bro, like 7'2". And I'm like, I'm 5'7", bro. These motherfuckers is big as hell. And they're like, he's running in this house. I'm like, bro, I just need to get my shoes so I can go to the jail with you. They're like, and I went back in the house, bro. And when I went back in the house, that shout out to anybody. If you step out from the cops, you can't go back in the house. You're not allowed to go back in. Don't reach for the door. You reach for the door. That gives them probable cause to be able to go back into your house and take away anything that you got already out there. They just fuck. So I got fucked, bro. I'm in the fucking crib. I'm like, what the fuck? They're like, oh, we got to start looking around. They're like, oh, you got weed over here. You got mushrooms over here. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? You all just raided my house like a month ago. And you raided my house again. And it's like, damn, bro, I was so fucking upset, bro. They had fucking slammed me on the ground because I was all up in their face and shit. And they fucking like holding me down, pinning me down. And I'm like, bro, this isn't right, man. What the fuck y'all doing? Well, eventually I go to court. My boy ends up taking the plea bargain. I go and I give me work release. So that's on one county, Ottawa County. And then Allegan County gives me fucking, this is a crazy ass story. They give me only fucking concurrent for fucking 90 days. So I'm on probation for an old 10 months that I'm in the county jail. So I'm thinking, damn, a year, I only got to do two more months on probation, if anything, right? And they're like, nope. It starts from the time you got out of jail. Your probation starts from that time. I'm like, what the fuck? Damn. So I'm like, damn, so I got to deal with all this. But the crazy part is that I did work release for Ottawa County while I'm in Ottawa. So for 10 months, I got work release at my grocery store. And the grocery store was right next to the dispensary, right next to Pure West, bro. So I would go to jail every fucking day. And I would get out at 9:30. I would be in there by 9:30. I would get out by 9:30. So I'd have 12 hours out every day, Monday through Saturday, bro. So Sunday was really the only day that I had to sit in the jail because I didn't have no cards, bro. So usually when you get a weed charge like that, it's like community service, maybe a year probation. But the judge, because of my point system, I'm like, you know, I'm not in the green, I'm in the yellow, and you know what I mean, and no, in the orange. And you get a red, that's automatic. You gotta go. That's how it works. If you in the green, you just do stay time or you whatever, or the yellow, you know what I mean? And that's just how shit works here. It's a point system. And I'm like, man, what the fuck? So I get out, I do work release, bro. That's when Action Bronson, I was on work release when Action Bronson came to the shop. I was on work release and I still kept certifying people. I would help on Saturdays. I was doing doctor clinics. And I was fucking stopping by my fucking greenhouse on the way to the jail, checking on the plants, making sure the plants were good. You know, I was doing all this shit while I was locked up, bro. I was locked up and I would go home, go smash, go get some food. And I would get out of work early an hour and shit. I ain't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, that was just how shit was, bro, because it was like, damn, y'all, it's not right for them to lock me up for a fucking medicine bottle. It's not even right for them to come to my house and do all this other shit, bro. It was weed. I had a card for that shit. How the fuck I get locked up for it? Because I'm distribution? That should just be a fucking fine and shit, bro. Like, what the fuck? So for 10 months, I was locked down, did that. I came out and I'm on probation. So this lady that I'm on probation, bro. So I did everything, dude. I did the community service. I did it for Tulip time. I did 70. I was like 100 or something hours. I did like 70 of the hours at fucking Tulip time. I took 2 weeks off from fucking work to go there. And remember, I have my own business. I take the 2 weeks off, and the probation officer's like, well, you can't like just not work and do your community service. Bro, she was doing everything she could. So the very last day that I got off probation, like the week that I got off probation, they come to my grocery store, bro. They come to my grocery store and they raid the motherfucker. And my boy that was the store manager, we had a GC. We have a gas chromatography machine where we can test weed and shit to know the just a fit, know how, if it's potent or not. Well, he had some tests that he was running for some people after hours. It's just something we for extra cash and shit when I wasn't around. And bro, he had some samples that were stashed in the ceiling, and he had forgot about it, bro. Because remember, I'm on work release, so I'm not supposed to be around any of that shit. And then I got out of jail, so I was on probation. So he always kept everything clean. But they were like, he was like, bro, you said you was on probation, and I didn't really think anything, you know. And bro, I'm fucked. So they were like, dang. So there I am going back to jail. This time at Allegheny County. So I go to Allegheny County, bro, and they're like the probation officer.
Yo.
He's like, you're not gonna. The probation officer, she's like, you're not gonna get work again this time. I'm gonna make sure of it. And the judge had already awarded it, but she had called up the jail warden and shit and was like, no, he can't get out. I don't want him out, and this is why. And he can't be on this program. So they put me on this program called DEPS, bro. This is a crazy ass story. So they put me on DEPS, which is like where you go clean up parks and do all this crazy stuff. Well, I was part of the chainsaw crew. And I would go into the Allegheny River, bro, and cut all these things with a chainsaw and shit. Well, for like 2 weeks that I'm there and shit, I get it in real good. You know, I'm kind of bullshitting with the correction officer there, and the correction officer is like, yeah, man, you know, you're a pretty cool dude, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, man, you think, man, maybe one time I could get some people to bring me some food? He's like, yeah, if we ever work close to where you're at. So with the later on, like I think it was like the third week after I'm being on the crew, we was down the road from my shop. Like literally, remember, it's the 70-30, the shit split up. So we're only in Allegheny County. And I'm like, man, we're really close to my shop, man. You think I could call my people to bring us some fucking lunch and shit? And he's like, man, all right, man, you can call them and they can drop us off some food and shit. So I got us all burrito dinners. We're in jail, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're a work crew. We supposed to be working. We're a chain gang is basically what it is. Modern day chain gang is what the fuck we in. Yeah. We ain't supposed to get in no fucking burrito dinners, bottled Cokes. And my peoples was like, bro, I was like, man, when you come through, bring me some ends too and shit, because you know what I mean? I don't know when I want to get to see y'all again. This dude's cool with us going to the store and shit. So I'm like, all right, bet. So give me $500, bro. So I got this $500, and every day I'm buying. We eating at McDonald's. We eating pizza. You know what I'm saying? I'm buying the boys I'm buying them cigarettes. I'm making sure everybody's getting fucking, cappuccino coffees. And bro, we living it up, bro. We in fucking jail, and you in jail with Bomber, bro. Like, fuck that. We ain't doing that type of time. Because I had just done all this work release, bro. So I already knew all the fucking shit. And when I was younger, I already knew how to do all this lockup, because I'd already been locked up fucking massive times, bro. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm getting it in and shit. And next thing you know, the correction officer, probably about the 5th weekend of me being in there, correction officer's just like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And I was like, yeah, man, what's up? His name was Ron and shit. He's like, hey, man, I looked into your case, man, and everything you say is legit. And I was like, what you mean like that, bro? He's like, well, sometimes people come in here and they just be bullshitting me. He goes, it's jail, man. He goes, anybody can say what they want. You know, like jail saying is somebody comes into jail, you don't know they Superman on the outside, you know, and they're Clark Kent and shit. But they Superman, they can tell you any story. They jump in buildings, they doing this, they superhero, this, that. You know, when you're in jail, anybody, because you're in a uniform, you don't know. Right. You can't, know identifying things. Ain't no jewelry, ain't no, nobody got no nice shoes or sneakers on, bro. Ain't none of that shit. You in jail. So, bro, he pulls me onto the side and he's just like, man, my wife's noticing that I haven't been spending money on the crew, and and I noticed what you've been doing for all the guys, and it's been keeping the morale, and all of our job sites have been getting done early, and everybody's just happy to be here, and it's just, and I've been going home, and I'm going and I'm fucking my wife and shit, bro. He's just like, I'm having a good time. He's like, and I looked into your case, and I looked at what you are, and he goes, and I'm Native American, bro, and I feel like this country suppresses so many people under the fact that, like, they're just good people, and you're brown, bro, and I just know that they're fucking with you and shit. And he's just like, is there anything I could do for you? And I was like, anything could. And I was like, bro, is there like a way I could get a cell phone? And he was like, what? Yeah, bring me a fucking cell phone. I'll hold on to it and shit. Only rule I have for you is, like, any of the other guys who want to use a cell phone, they can use a cell phone too. And I was like, real shit. He's like, yeah, bro. He goes, you just keep taking care of the crew like you taking care of the crew, and I'm keeping my money in my own pocket. You keep doing what the fuck you do with this shit, bro. And I did all my rest of my time. I got out, bro, and that shit was crazy, bro. And when I ended up getting out, the fucking crazy part is that I got out, and then I got raided again, bro. Like,
damn, yo.
Oh, like not even 4 months later, bro, a lady and a dude come in and they're pretending like they're fucking sick. And they have paperwork, and I hook them up with bud. And then later on that day, they come and raid me, bro. So I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And I'm like, this is some bullshit. And this is right before they start fucking doing the fucking, the legalization. Cause we went legal, I think, what was it, 2018 here? Yeah, it was 2018. So it's like prior up until that point and shit. You know what I mean? Cause I remember being on when I was on probation, and the time that Laws was talking about when I judged the cup with him, I was on probation. So you get your kit from High Times on a Saturday. I flew into Denver, got my kit, and I had to piss for my PO on Monday. Oh. So you're in High Times, you only get one chance to get that fucking kit. Otherwise, it goes to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. The judge's dinner, all the invites, all that shit, you get to go to somewhere the fuck else. So I hit up my boy Caesar and shit. THC Caesar, bro. Shout out to Caesar. I was like, bro, I need a place to stay, because, you know what I mean? We're still fucking dealing with ends, bro. He's like, yeah, my house is your house. Come over here. I stay over there. I fly in there on Friday, bro. I get my kit. I fly back on Monday morning, drive all the way back to go straight to the probation. I'm slamming water, drive all the way to the probation officer. I piss for her. I go back to my crib. I pack my bags, and I drive all the way to the airport, jump on a plane, and fly all the way back to Denver. And I already had my weed and all my kit. I had already done all of the other stuff that I had to do except for smoke the fucking shit. And that's when I fucking did my fucking judging kit that way, and I fucking came back. People tell me that story like all the time. They're like, damn, bro, you really did that shit, bro. I'm like, yeah. I mean, shit, it was part of what we were, man. I mean, I wasn't gonna miss that opportunity. Who the fuck's gonna miss the opportunity to judge a Cannabis Cup the year that Colorado goes recreational? They were the first state. Them and Alaska were the first states to go, or no, Washington State. It was Colorado and Washington State. They were the first ones to go legal. And like, how you gonna miss that? Like, I ain't gonna miss that, bro. What the fuck? You crazy? So yeah, bro, I ended up doing all that shit, bro. And I was on probation, and I did that shit when I was in jail. They raided me a second time. Weed's getting ready to go into being legal, right? So you know what I mean? And they say I got warrants for my arrest. So I'm like, dang. So I go pay the warrant, and then they end up dropping the charges because the thing's getting ready to be legalized. Well, they fucked up in the petition shit. So when they fucked up in the petition shit, like it has to restart over. So they go collect signatures again. And you're like, oh, what the fuck, dude? So they dropped the warrants, and then they reissued them because they were like, well, what if this weed law doesn't pass? And I could convict this guy, and we could get him off the streets, and we could fucking, he's a menace to fucking all kinds of shit and all these laws and all this other shit that they were fucking making up. So Bro, this is a crazy ass story too, bro. Like they end up fucking so they sent me an issue of warrant the second time. An officer calls me up, it's like, hey, Mr. Martinez, we have a warrant for your arrest. I was like, but you guys dropped the charges. What the fuck? You guys said you guys were gonna charge me. He's like, yeah, so things changed. Prosecutor wants to charge you now, so we do whatever. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I go visit fucking Rick Thompson. Rick Thompson's like one of the big lobbyists for all the marijuana laws in our state. And I go talk to him at this benefit dinner and shit. I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna make a large donation here today and shit to this cause and shit. But I want you to be honest with me, like dead fucking honest with me. This is what's going on with me. And what do you think would happen if there's fucking, if this thing becomes legal with my situation? What you think's gonna happen? He's like, well, you know, chances are it probably could be dropped, but you know, I don't really know because I'm not a lawyer. You know what I mean? I'm a lobbyist. I'm the one that's helping put together these laws. And you know, if the best advice I have to you is to avoid it as much as you can. And I was like, all right, bet. And when I was a kid, bro, I know how to stay on the run, bro. Like I you know what I mean? You ain't gonna find me. I'm ghosting everybody, bro. But you can't ghost the fucking shit that they went to go send me out, bro. So I'm like driving around, bro, and I notice cars at my business. I notice cars at my house. I'm like, unmarked cars everywhere I'm going, bro. I'm going to the store, I'm going here, and they're following me. What the fuck? And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So my baby mom was like, you fucking around on my back. You got this other bitches. There's no way that you're just making this up. There's no cops watching you. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You crazy girl. How you not see that? I see that. And, you know, I'm pointing at it. She's like, nah, whatever. She just wanted to get some loving and shit. So she's just like, hits me up one day and she's like, man, we need to get together. So I rented out the Amway Grand there in Grand Rapids, which is like one of the 5-star hotels and shit. We're ordering room service. We're fucking living it up for that fucking night. She leaves at 9 o'clock in the fucking morning. And I'm like, all right. She's like, I'm going to go to the gym. You just stay here, relax, you know, check out's at 11. So I'm like, bet. So I go downstairs and I'm like, man, 'cause I want to make sure that I ain't getting no extra charges because we got all this room service. We got all this other crazy shit. I walk down there and shit. And there's this guy, he's standing against the wall, bro. And he's got a coat on and I could tell he's got a uniform underneath it. And he walks up to me and he's like, what's your name? And I was like, why? And he's like, well, because I'm an officer. I need to know what your name is. And I was like, Chris Martinez. And he's like, oh, yep, you're the guy I'm looking for. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, hell no. What the fuck, bro? How the fuck you even know I'm here? So he takes me to his squad, arrests me in this 5-star fucking hotel, puts me in fucking handcuffs, takes me to the fucking car, right? And he starts booking me into his computer. And he's like, what the fuck? Marijuana? He's like, you know, I'm a fucking United States Marshal. I'm like, what? He's like, I'm a United States fucking Marshal. We find killers, thugs, the motherfucking villains of this fucking country. We go and find anybody. You cannot avoid us. We will find your ass. That's what we do. We find killers and thugs. What kind of fucking marijuana person are you? And I was like, what? What do you mean? He's like, we don't arrest motherfucking weed people. Weed's legal. How the fuck are we arresting you and shit? I was like, he's like, you are some type of weed person, bro. You got to be somebody important. I was like, to be honest with you, I'm more of an activist and, you know, somebody that's, you know, kind of defined a little bit of the laws and walked a little bit of the gray area. That's why they, you know, and we're getting ready to go into legalization. I don't know if this has something to do with it. He's like, yeah, the states get ready to legalize it. We're already ready for it. And we know that it's going to happen and shit. So they take me to the jail. I bond out for $10,000, bro.
Damn.
No, it was 15. It was 15,000. The first time was 10. The second time was 15,000. So I'm out on a $15,000 bond, bro. And I'm like, dang. And during that time while I'm on bond, they're collecting all the signatures to put all this. So I'm going to court and they're fucking saying, man, you're going to go to fucking prison. You have all of this habitual offender shit and all this other stuff. During that time, bro, I shit you not. We enter into the Cannabis Cup, bro. I'm on bond, bro. I win a Cannabis Cup. And the first thing I say when I get on stage, because they let you walk stage, whoever wins first gets to walk stage. I'm like, fuck the police. Fuck the police. I want everybody in the crowd to say, when I say fuck, I don't say, want you to all say the police. Fuck the police. I'm out here. My name's fucking Bomber, the motherfucking farmer. I'm out here on a fucking $15,000 bond. I'm fucking out here winning cannabis cups. I'm representing for the patients, the people, the fucking movement. That's what the fuck I represent. And bro, the motherfucking crowd went motherfucking wild, bro. Like everybody was like, damn, bro, I ain't never heard a speech like that. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm brown. I've been suppressed. They fucking do all this weird shit to me in this area where they shouldn't be doing that shit. I'm just as normal as everybody else. I was born and raised in Holland. You know what I mean? I'm not from Mexico. I'm not from Texas or Cali. I'm hometown bred. I'm from this area.
Right.
And fucking won that cannabis cup and it felt so good, but I still had that case on the back, bro. And so weed ends up becoming legal recreationally in Michigan. And we vote in our country. We always vote on a Tuesday. I had court on a Wednesday. And I go to court, bro. And it's crazy because I go to court on that Wednesday. And you go to court, they show you all the cases on the wall of everybody that has to see the judge, what they call the court docket.
Right.
So you could look at the docket and my name's not up there. And I'm like, okay. And I fucking go to the lady and she types my name in the computer. She's like, yeah, you got court today. She's like, hang on a second here. She goes into the back and she comes back up to the front. She's like, your check's in the mail. She's like, your case has been dismissed. And I was like, what? They're like, yeah. I don't know. I guess the prosecutor dropped your case. And I'm like, what the fuck? Are you serious, bro? On some real shit, bro. I broke out like crying, bro. And it wasn't the fact that I was crying because I was sad. It was happy tears, bro, because I knew that I wasn't going to be fucked with again, you know, because weed was legal in our state. And you know what I mean? Oh, yeah. And it's wild because it's like, damn, you know, we're at the point where right now, and I end up still getting raided last year one more time. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, and it's not because I'm doing anything wrong. It's because now they have what they call a tobacco and marijuana enforcement agency, because I operate undergroundly. And, you know, I only work with patients. The part where they don't really like is the fact that I have the gift box. I call it the gift box. So in our state, we are allowed to gift cannabis. So you can give anybody up to 2.5 ounces of cannabis. You can do that in our state and you can gift it to somebody. So I invented this thing called the Happy Gift Box, which is all of the good products that come from our club go into the gift box. So we charge you for a sticker or a bowl or a lighter or something crazy like that. And then we gift you the gift of cannabis. And I put it all in a little box, and it's all a little novelty that we put in together. And it's something I created to walk that gray line. And the LARA, which is the regulatory affairs for Michigan, they just didn't like the fact that I did that shit because it totally defied it's all against whatever the fuck they're about, bro.
So hold on, Bomber. Your product is strictly for the medical community?
Yeah, that's what I deal with, bro. But I can't lose customers, bro.
No. What he's asking is, see, my host, he suffers from, and so it's a medical condition that he needs medicine for, you know, and it's a rare disease because not many people suffer from it, but he does, and therefore, being a medical patient himself, he may need to imbibe upon your medical vibe.
Bro, anything, bro. I mean, that's the thing is like today, like I said, like today we're getting ready to decriminalize mushrooms in our state. You know, Michigan here, we just way ahead of the movement. I mean, we got a lot of people that are here. We're just big hippies, bro. You know, we smoke a lot of weed here in Michigan. You know, I've traveled all over the world, and I tell them I'm from Michigan. The first thing they tell me is, "Where's the rosin? Where's the rosin?"
And D, I didn't mean to put your medical history out there, okay?
No, but the thing is this, bro. If you ever have any questions on any medical shit, bro, like I've done over 15,000 certifications out of our location. We've won 10 awards from High Times magazine. I've helped out, you know, little kids with, you know, doctor signatures. I've helped them out with cannabis. I've helped out the, you know, mom with 5 kids. I've helped people out with cancer. I've had couples come in and they come in as pairs. And then eventually they come in as one and you're like, well, what the fuck happened? Well, the other one passed away, bro. I mean, I've been around so much things. And that's what I've catered to. I think the new element of everything with the gift box is just like the whole new beginning of us, because that's really defining us. You know, it's like I got a whole menu behind it. I got a whole situation, and I'm just really thankful. Like I said, man, like, you know, for you guys to let me on the show. My whole thing was just to tell my story, man. Like, let people know, you know, there's still freedom fighters out there. Laws, you're one of them. You know what I mean? And I know that there's still guys out there still dealing with legal shit. And you know, we're free, but we're not in a free country. Yes, we are in the best country, but we're not in a free country. They want you to sit the fuck down, shut you the fuck up. They will. You know what I mean? And that's sometimes, you know, with the personalities that, you know, we have very similar personalities. They don't like that shit, you know, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
They just want to slap us on the wrist and put us on the sidelines because they don't like the fact that we can play the game and we can play the game better than they do. And even with their shitty rules, we can still play the game harder and faster than they do.
Because the thing is like, nobody wants that fucking dispensary weed, bro. That shit. Nobody wants that. You want the cannabis. You want shit that's grown in somebody's closet, somebody's basement, you know.
They want this.
Yeah, you want that good ass shit, bro.
So all right, let's get into that. Let's get into that good ass shit, though, Bomber.
Yeah.
Let's talk hash, man. Let's get into the resin.
So I took classes from Frenchie Cannoli, R.I.P. Frenchie. And Frenchie was my guy, bro. Like, that was one of the guys that, like, he's like Laws, like, he vouched for us. I remember being in Barcelona and I was in the crowd and he was doing a fucking interview, bro. He was doing an interview with somebody. He seen me while he was doing the interview and was like, stopped the whole fucking interview, was like, went to go get me, was like, you gotta be on this while I'm on this. And I'm like, why? And he's like, because you gotta tell him the story. And I was like, tell him what story? And he's like, how you took my class, you took my class, because my son turned 18, Maximus. Okay. He had turned 18 years old, and, you know, kind of was a guy trip. You're 18 now. And I took him to LA. We went to LA and we hung out with some of the dopest hash makers. You know what I mean? I was like, you know, this is the business that you're going to be involved in. So I'm going to take you, you know, some kids want to go meet LeBron James because they want to be a basketball star, or they want to fucking, you know, they want to meet this person that's famous. You know what I mean? They want to meet Dak Prescott because he's the quarterback, because they want to be the quarterback. Well, Max wanted to be hash makers because he wanted to be the best hash maker he could be.
It is what it is.
I took him to go to the Frenchie class, and then he ended up going to Oaksterdam in Oakland. I paid for him to go to school over there. So Max would fly to over there during the week because the classes are during the week. And on the weekends, he would fly home. And there was one time when he took the class with Frenchie, and by him, solo dolo. So we had already taken the class, but he took it again. We took the class, bro, and then we came back, and that's when we ended up winning the first place cup. We were the first ones to make rosin temple balls, bro. Like, because we took that technique from Frenchie. We took what we knew, and then we added what Frenchie taught us, and we added, and we ended up winning the first place cup from that shit, bro. Yeah, we were one of the first ones to ever do those rosin temple balls. Nobody was doing that shit. You know, and that's what I'm saying. We've been able to do that. I won a first place, and then second place, and I won a third place for non-solvent hash in Michigan.
So when did you actually create your first batch on your own?
What, of hash?
Yeah.
Well, see, like, I remember when we were living in Hamilton in the Allegan County house, and I remember buying my first set of bags, and I was like, bro, like, this is what I want because it's more natural and shit.
Hey, yo,
you know?
Hold up. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's dig into that. You said you bought your first set of bags, right?
Yep. Because back then, bro, like, BHO was coming out. It was still, BHO was still kind of brown. It was still kind of dark. It wasn't really like that gold shit that, you know what I'm saying, that eventually it's kind of not what everybody wants today. But back then, that's what everybody wanted and shit. Everybody wanted that gold ass fucking shit.
What bag system did you learn on?
What do you mean?
How many bags?
Okay, so I ran all 8 bags, bro. I ran all 8 bags. That's how I would run. But that's when my first set of bags, that's what I ran.
Okay.
Eventually, I learned that you don't need all that. You only need 4 bags. You know what I'm saying? And the reason that you only need 4 bags is because those are the microns that you want to keep, that you want to be able to put together. And I learned that all from Dab City, from NLG, and Northern Lansing Growers is what their name they are. So NLG, they've won some cups too. And they were the ones that were taught us the method behind making, like, oh, you only need this many bags. And we do ice extraction. We use ice extraction bags. So ice extraction, which is Incognito is what his name is. And they were from like the border town in Michigan and shit. So they were from the west side, but they left to California. And ice extraction, you never heard of their company or not? But they're like they make the best hash bags. Like everybody who's won all the awards, like it's always come out of those bags. Okay. But that company is one of the ones. So we learned how to do all that. I already had to jump on a lot of this shit because I knew back then that it was more natural. You know, this is talking about 2011, 2012, like, because I'm just starting to grow. I'm learning how to grow. So I'm taking all my clippings or whatever, and I'm trying, you know, I had tried the dry ice method, and like, this is garbage. And I tried washing it, like, this is whatever, you know what I mean? And you start thinking about all that shit, and you're just like, damn, man, like, this is healthier, I think, than running some chemicals through some shit. But it tastes good. The chemicals are good, so I like it, you know. And everybody's like, that natural shit's whack, bro. Who fucking wants that shit? And I remember I did all of the research on my press because I use a fucking rosin technologies press is what I use. So it's a small press. It's like this big. It's like that. Most dudes use a big ass press, which is not. It's cool, bro. I mean, everybody has their different ways, but I did all the research for all of that small ass press because I was like, man, well, what makes it so significant? Because it's craft, bro. You're not using so much material at once. So when you put the material in the hash, most guys have to what they call double socket. So when they double socket, it's so that they does the bag, the first always pops, so the second one doesn't pop. So they double bag it. You lose material in there, and some dudes are like, oh, well, you could just soak it. But I learned how to do that. And then later on, I discovered the fact that that's how Greg from the Jungle Boys rosin crew. You guys have heard of Jungle Boys, obviously, but the guy that makes all of their hash, his name is Greg. And Greg uses the same press, the Rosin Technologies press. And then he taught me what they call like the fold. So the fold to make sure that the hash doesn't pop out. So we only use one screen when we make hash. So we feel that it's more pure, it's better tasting, it preserves a lot more, whatever. We use a freeze dryer. Is there a difference between freeze dry and microplane? Yeah, microplane is obviously better because you don't lose as much. The heads don't go as dry. You know, your heads can go dry when they're in the freezer. But you know, I won all my cups with the freeze dryer, so I ain't gonna say that that's what it is. And I grew all the flour, and I knew the flour wasn't growing. It was nutrient lines. We used cycle nutrients, and what was the other one that we used? A couple other things, but for the most part, like, you know what I mean? It's just, if you know what good weed tastes like and you know the process of making it is what it is, man. I mean, and that's the thing too, like I had a grow store, bro. Mm-hmm. So I already had all the plugs and all the shit. Like, and any of the trade shows, like I didn't miss. If there was something for the grow store, I was there. If it was something for the cannabis business, I was there. Like I never missed anything. I mean, that's my whole life, was to make sure that I was at every event, like, and not miss an event. Like, it's crazy because remember when I told you that I fucking judged with laws at that cup? So that cup thing, and I remember having my kit because it was sativa, and that cup was actually taken away from that guy, or they said that they stripped him. I don't know if they did, but because they said he had used artificial terps on that.
Okay, so what happened in that instance was Brandon won 2 cups. It was Dabalicious.
Yep.
Nico had talked with him after he'd won the cups backstage and casually had said, you know, hey, so you guys, you know, he terped up them jars. Because in the judges meeting, we had all discussed it, because I actually judged this particular. And we discussed how the jar smelled like one thing, but the oil tasted completely different.
Oh, yeah.
And what Brandon had done is Brandon had taken all the jars and rubbed the terps on the outer rim and let them sit out overnight. So they had that nice strawberry banana-ish, you know, or fruity, whatever flavor it was, you know, nose to it. And then
Yep.
they were just tossing the poop in there, sealing the jar. And then that way, when you got it, you opened it, your nose got hit with that. And so when he admitted to it, they stripped him of both the trophies.
Yeah, it's crazy because they had never done that before. They had never ever done that. I think that's the only time that they'd ever done that shit. Well, the point I'm saying is, so I had that judge's kit, and then I ended up showing that to the homies from Elemental Seeds, which is like Elemental, DNA, Crocker, they're all like together. So I showed the homies from Elemental, which is Tony, and I showed him my kit, and I was like, well, this is what's gonna win, bro. And I showed it to him, and it was like this white hash. He's like, that's like that banana shit, bro. And I was buying seeds off of him, and he goes, and I buy the packs of seeds that I want from him. And he goes in the back and he goes like, hey man, I'm gonna throw you a free pack of seeds if you like this kind. And then I'm telling you right the fuck right now, this the one. But I'm giving
Honey banana.
that was the honey bananas pack that I ended up winning all the cups with. He gave
I'm
me
still waiting on the cut for that you told me you'd give me, motherfucker. What?
We don't have the cuts, bro. They took that shit, man. All the raids and shit. If that's the thing, it sucks, man, because I'm always having to rebuild things, re-put things together all the fucking time, man. It gets overwhelming, but I did some backtracking, and we're putting some shit together, so be on the lookout. I know that's coming. It's not gonna be tomorrow, but it'll be within this year that I'll be having that strand back. So you know what I mean?
See this?
Trust me, man.
I'm checking out how long it's gonna take my hoodie and hat to get to me from you.
You're funny, man. I look at these hats. I wear this hat everywhere, man, and I bought a bunch of them, and a bunch of the homies was like, "Bro, that's a dope ass fucking hat." It's got the Pure West on the back, but it's got the 2017 on it. And I don't know, man. It's the stories, bro. It's the stories that define. It's the hash, being able to feel it, and then being able to be around. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's being able to be able to be around. That's dope as fuck. Some of the dopest hash makers. I was part of that. I remember going to California, and Dougie from Hitman Glass. It was like he had this thing called the Hitman Mansion, and everybody would go to this Hitman Mansion, and they would fucking smoke out, and it was like all of the heady motherfuckers, bro. Like. Everybody that was like, if you was making hash at the time, Nicotine fuckers go through, Jared from fucking West Coast Cure, Dabalicious, Brandon from Third Gen Fam, you know what I'm saying? Like all these dudes, bro, and it's like, what the fuck? What's the other dude, man, that does the Zittles? What the fuck's his name? He would be there too. Yeah, his wife's Mrs. Zittles. I forget what the fuck his name is, man. But anyways, bro, point is like all these dudes were there at this thing. And I remember going to the fucking San Francisco Cup, and I remember meeting Dougie, and he was the only fucking dude to fucking be like, yo, what's up? Like, where you from, bro? Like, I noticed you by yourself. What the fuck? And I'm like, man, I'm from Michigan. I don't have anybody out here. Shit. He's like, bro, take down my number, bro. Like, what I'm saying? Link with me and shit, this and that. And I remember, bro, like, we was in top for the cup, and I hit him up, and he was like, bro, come to my house. And I remember walking in there. I was like, bro, I don't know how the fuck I fell upon this, but like, I'm with all of the tech, like anybody who knew anything about tech or anything was in that building. Like, that was a connect. You know what I mean? That was the first time I'd ever seen K from the dude who invented the fucking the back of it and shit. Like some of the people that were part of that precision and shit, like some of the fucking very first big setups, bro. Even meeting the dude, what the fuck was this dude? Giddy.
Max from Across International.
Even the homie Giddy who invented live resin.
Giddy up, yep. Fucking Emotech.
Yeah, these were the first dudes that like make all this shit. And that's what I'm saying when you're like, go back to when you was making the hash, like that's what I come from, bro. Like
we've had Giddy on the show. We've had
Addison. We had Giddy.
We've had them all.
You gotta run it. That's what I come from, bro. Like that's what I come from. I come from the era, and it's like we will never ever get that again, bro, in our business.
No, we never will. Trust me. I say it all the time.
Those
were our glory days.
in a lot of ways, we were spoiled, bro. Like, and I look back on it, it's like, wow, bro, like we lived that. And it's like, and it preserves so much, like the secret sessions, the motherfucking Cannabis Cups when they were fucking dope.
Dude, we were royalty. We could go anywhere and we could get places people could not go.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like, all I know is, bro, like it just being able to be around all that shit. I remember when you say Giddy, I remember talking to some dudes one time, and I was in a whole nother fucking state, and I mentioned to him, and they were like, bro, we know that guy. I was like, dang. And he keeps all those kegs and shit where he tells you the story where they put the fucking weed in the thing, and they were like, we're gonna run this while it's alive. And bro, it fucked the game up, bro. Like there's a lot of things, and to be there during that era. I remember when fucking BHO was the price of gold, was the price of a gold bar, the same price. 1 ounce was the same as gold, 1 ounce. You know what I mean? Like
higher. You used to be able to get $2,000 to $2,400 an ounce.
Yep. It was wild, bro. I remember I lived that shit. It was like probably the dopest times, man. Like and the thing is, it's like the era will never be that way again. But let's see. I mean, who's to say tomorrow we legalize across the board? They decriminalize it and shit in the United States. Let's say they do that shit. Maybe we come back. Maybe there's a little bit of, people get a little bit more because, it's like, I don't know. But who knows?
Craft cannabis is going to win out just like craft beer won out.
Yeah, of course. Trust me, I've had plenty of people come in with some nice offers, bro. I'm not willing to sell my soul, bro. I just, I did so much time, lost so much millions of dollars from experience and all this shit that I will never just sell out. Like it has to be so worth it. Cause right now, bro, man, like I'm in a position where it's like, I can't lose. You gotta be stupid to lose. You know what I mean? Like it's not, and that's kind of where I'm getting at. Like I have a compassion club, it's like, we're having our opening June 18th, but we cater to medical marijuana patients. And with this new law, it's kind of like a new, like with the rec law, it's like a new set of growers, it's a new set of craft people, it's a new set of everything. And we're just trying to like just keep that element and keep that spirit alive. Because I come from the era where the sessions would get busted down by the cops. Yeah, they still do that kind of today, but not like they did back then. It was when you would go to the sessions and they were breaking those sessions up, and the cops were like, they were taking people's shit. They was fucking arresting people. Like people were fucking, like it was an underground rave. It was like the time. Like today, that shit goes on every fucking weekend. You can find somebody that got a session party.
It's become definitely regular now. There's no doubt about it. All right, so listen, Bomber, we're coming to our end here. So yeah. I want you to give one last promotion, and then my partner here is going to give you his Fab 5 questions. Yep. And we're going to lock up the end of this interview.
Already, man. My name is Bomber the Farmer. That's what I go by on IG. Also, you can look me up, Chris Bomber Martinez. Yeah, man, that's that. I also have Bomber's World on YouTube, where I talk a little bit more in depth of what's going on in my life. Again, June 18th, if you guys can make it, y'all in West Michigan. Yeah, I got some live bands, food trucks, and a bunch of other things going down. Straight up. Kind of questions you got from me, bro? Let's get it.
Hey, Bomber, listen, man. This is the part of the show we break into our Fave 5.
Yep.
Our Fave 5 is just when I'm about to ask you 5 random questions, and you just got to tell me whatever comes to the top of your head.
Run it.
All right. Since we spoke on it, I got to start there because I was a fan like a motherfucker, Bomber. Like, growing up, I met these dudes in Springfield, Massachusetts. All 5 of the Fab 5.
Yeah.
At the McDonald's All-American game.
Yeah.
So now I got to ask you, who was your favorite member of the Fab 5?
Fucking Chris Webber. Chris Webber, even though he fucked the game up, you know what I'm saying? Even though, because, bro, he's G as fuck, bro. You know what I mean? That he defines what the fuck is Michigan, bro.
Yeah,
you know?
Like he was always my favorite, man. I had a chance to meet Juwan one time at the Cape.
Juwan's a little bit like that too, though. I can't say like too much, but for the most, Chris Webber, bro.
Yeah. All right. I'll give you an easy one.
But
your favorite place to medicate?
Man. Or that I've ever medicated at, or my favorite place to medicate on the daily.
Your favorite place that you've been to that you've medicated?
Man, when that house, bro, that with Laws, bro, like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. He rented this house in Barcelona, bro. Bro, this place was fucking a dream, bro. But it wasn't even that. It was like right off this coast, this beach that had white sand. And it was just so magical, bro, to just be out there. And you just was like the sun's in your face. You're like, damn, I'm in another country, bro.
We had everybody there. Caesar was staying.
Bro.
Dark Horse Seeds. Hulk was there.
Bro.
Fucking Sublimator. We had the wine. Bro, that was a great one. You and the wife, you left me with the purple rosin.
They had this big ass table, bro, where everybody busted out these fucking, bro, at least $100,000 in rigs, bro, was on that table. Everybody was busting out. Everybody had, like, there was at least $100,000 in hash and at least $100,000 in motherfucking glass. Bro, it was the wildest shit. But that was really one of the dopest places I ever smoked a joint or fucking a dab, was to be at that house, bro, because it had in its own gate. It had a guest house. It was fucking a mansion, bro. It was fucking wild, bro. Like, because we took our rental car and we drove it all the way over there and shit. And I remember Diana, my baby mama. I remember her being like, we know them really good, but it's like, she's like, this is kind of way out here. And I'm like, man, just pay attention. They said it. He says it's worth it, man. We're gonna drive. We don't ever get a chance to do this type of shit. We ended up missing our flight, bro, because we went all the way out there, but.
You guys stayed with us and your girl forgot her fucking makeup bag with us. And I ended up having to meet you at the cup and give it to you. Yes.
Number 3, 8.
That's how high and happy we were, bro. That's how high. What's the next question?
Flowers or rosin?
Rosin all day.
Yeah.
I'm in love with rosin. And it's not even that I don't love flower, bro, but like, I love rosin. Like, I'd say it's crazy because every time I smoke it, I get high. You know what I mean?
It's the champagne of fucking weed.
Yeah, if I smoke flower, I gotta smoke all day. But like one dab, bro, I do 1-2 dabs, at night. 1-2 dabs start my day, and a few during the day. So I probably do about, I don't know, maybe 6, 7, maybe 10 dabs in the whole day. And so like it's good for me because I like the rosin because it's worth every dollar. So. I'd have to go with the rosin. And the other thing is too, there's different consistencies of rosin. So my consistency that I liked is I like the gel tech, like where it looks real soupy, and the kind of THC kind of crystallizes on the side of the jar. And they just open up that jar and it fucking smells like funk. And it's like, damn, bro, like, that's how I like my rosin, bro.
That's the sugar press.
Yeah, I don't like when it looks kind of like creamy sometimes. Sometimes it looks good like that, and I don't like when it's like, still kind of like, freshly pressed. I don't like any freshly pressed shit. I like it like to be whipped up, put together. So, yeah, man.
Okay. So next one. Your favorite cup?
Cannabis cup?
Yep.
Bro. That one that I went to in Amsterdam in 2015, bro. And I'll tell you why. I got to judge the sativa category in that cup. We had just got done getting rated, and I got invited to go to this thing. I didn't have no money. I only had a money to get to Amsterdam, bro. And I only had enough money for a hotel for 3 nights, and we had to be there for 7. I only had enough money for that. So I was hoping that they had enough money to put on my debit card from the shop and all this other stuff. Well, you know what I mean? All the logistics, it didn't work out. I ended up fucking going to this person's house, to that person's house, to this person's house, because everybody, when you're in Amsterdam, you rent houses.
Yeah.
You don't rent hotels, you rent houses. So I'm like, everybody's like, bro, I got a couch here. I'm like, damn, bro, that was because I didn't have $1 into my fucking name, bro, and everybody took care of me, bro. Like that was when I knew, like, damn, man, like
that was also one of the most laid back cups because Cup got canceled. Yep. So none of us had to work. Yep. We just partied that whole fucking week.
Yep, it was wild, bro. It was wild. I remember, man, it was probably one of the wildest shit. Like I think of that cup when I did that one, and I think it was a 25th annual. It was a 25th annual one that we did. It was at the black. I swear it was like a black. I don't know, whatever the fuck. But my point was like, bro, I didn't have $1 to my name. And here's the even funnier part. My baby mama picks me up and gets me to the airport an hour before I had the plane had to leave. So on international flight, you can't check any baggage past 2 hours. It has to be in there 2 hours prior to the fucking flight going on. I'm like, damn, what the fuck, bro? So couldn't even go with the bag. I had to leave with the backpack, bro. So I only had a backpack to get around. It was like kind of like, you're gonna go travel. You can't.
But do you see what he went through to get there? Because that's how much it was worth it.
It was worth every chance to get there. I remember taking shrooms and walking around with fucking, what the fuck was his name, man? The dude who won all the cups, bro. Damn. He won all the cups, man. And he won the one with Jared. He won the fucking ones with all those dudes. What the fuck's his name? Man. Oh, I'm gonna kick myself in the ass for not remembering this fucking shit. But he's got a lot of cups, bro. In those very first years, man, that we were there, dude. Oh man, I forget what his fucking name is. But he was like, bro, you could come with me. And I was like, what? Like, for real? I get to hang out? He's like, yeah, you come with me and shit. And we're all fucking, you know what I'm saying? We're all chilling. We're all fucking, these dudes were all fucking zooted out, bro. They were like, because in Amsterdam, bro, anything you want, anything you get, bro. And you got money, you want bitches, you want you want good coke, you want good fucking this or that, bro. Like, they have it there. And you know what? And it's front door service. You call a number and you get it. And they bring it right to you, bro, right to your shit. And it's Amsterdam. There is no other city that's like it. I don't care what anybody says. It's really the people there. They mind their own business too. So the coffee shops are really fucking like the dopest shit, bro. So yeah, I'd have to give it to that cup. I think I don't think we'll ever have an era of that type of shit. But as far as something that's not a cup that I would have to put up there, would be Chalice. Chalice from Dougie, the event that the Chalice that he threw, that event was probably one of the dopest fucking events that he ever had. And I want to say that's like the next one compared, because I can't say that one would ever, because Chalice, you got to remember, is in a different era. I had already won the cup. I had already, you know what I mean? I had already whatever. So it's kind of like my own little like persona. I was already starting to be who I am. I'm like, damn, people know me, whatever. So it was a different situation when I had gone to Chalice, because I could go booth to booth, and bro, I was treated like fucking royalty, bro. Like, this shit was fucking like you said, I never get that shit again, bro. Like, they said, hey, I don't get that type of love, bro. Like, I do, but I don't. I do because, hey, you know what? I'm respected, but
the classics know, but the new kids don't.
They don't, and and it's cool, bro. But like I said, that Chalice was off the chain, bro. Like, everybody was hot. They was fucking sweating in line and shit. And I got to take the go-kart in. And I'm like, yo, this shit is so dope. Motherfuckers was passing out in the parking lot. And I'm like, bro, I feel like royalty here and shit, bro. Everybody was showing me love. I had my Cannabis Cup in my backpack. And that was the first time I met Greg from Jungle Boys. That was the first time I'd ever met Burner. You know what I mean? And I showed Burner the fucking cup, and he's like, took a pic with me. He's like, bro, that's so fucking dope. And he's like, man, for rosin, damn, that's hard. Because rosin's a hard, and in any cup, rosin's hard to win, bro, because you gotta, it's a process, bro. It's today, and there's more growers, so the techniques, you know, the methods are back. But like what I was saying with Dougie, he threw that Chalice, but back then, bro. And I know Lost remembers that, but back then, when you made hash, you had to know your lineage. Like, if this person taught you how to make hash, you had to know who that person taught to make hash.
There wasn't that many of us that were making hash. That's why when we smoked solventless, it was like an easy category to judge, because there weren't that many entries, and there wasn't that many people doing it. Yep. And that's why we all know each other, is because there was only a handful of us doing it.
Yep.
All right, Holiday. Here we go.
Let's get into number 5, man. This one I think gonna be a doozy for you.
Okay.
You said you out of Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Mexican background?
Yeah.
All right. With all that being said, what's your favorite holiday?
Oh shit. Oh man. 420, bro.
420?
420, bro. I want to say 420 is my favorite holiday, and I'll tell you why. It's because man, it's a tie, bro, between 420 and hash bash, bro. It's between those two, man. But I'll tell you, they're both weed holidays, and I'll tell you why. Because weed is the only thing on the world that unites anybody, any culture, any background, any nationality, any religion. We will all unite and smoke, and if it smells good and it's appealing, like, yo, pass that shit, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. I know that today with COVID, a little people are a little more conscious about what they pass and what, but bro, I don't care. That's like the universal language, and it's the one time. Yeah, it's the one time everybody's like, bro, man, yo, we get along and we celebrating because, you know, this is our weed holiday, man. You know, so yeah, man. And the other one is hash bash because it's the 420 for Michigan, bro. It's
all right. So here, this is how this is gonna last. This is how this is gonna go. The Hash Bash Cup falls on 420 in Michigan. Okay, so take it away, D.
You hash bash falls on 420. So it's 420. You chilling at the hash bash. But you get the opportunity to sesh with 5 people. Dead or alive. 5 people.
Damn.
Who were those 5 people, Bob?
That's a hard ass question, man. I definitely on some real shit. I would really like to talk to Pablo Escobar. Okay. I would like like the insights on our country, some of the insights, you know, on everything. You know, he was a political person. They pushed him into that, you know, they sucked me back in, you know what I mean? And that's one person I would like to meet, man. Man, who else, bro? Like dead or alive, bro. Man, there's just so many fucking people. Man, the next person I probably would have to say, I'd like to meet Tupac. You know what I mean? I'd like to meet him. The reason that I say a hip hop artist like that is because all of the suppression, all of the things that he's gone through, you know, having
he had a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah, like all of that shit, bro. Like, you know, his experience, what he was able to go through, some of the things that he was able to be, and where he was in his life. You know, it's like, next person I probably would like to meet, bro, on some real shit. I'd like to meet Kanye West, bro. I would really like to meet him.
Hey, yo, you gonna sesh with Kanye though? He might wild the fuck out.
Yeah, but the thing is, bro, I'd like to just be able to say that I did that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, bro, like I sesh with Kanye. You know what I mean? Like it's a Midwest thing. He's from Chicago, bro. You know what I mean? If you know his story, like, you know, I mean, I come from hip hop, bro. Like I know he comes from humble beginnings to be to where he is. You know, right. So it's like,
okay,
I want to know secrets. Some people would say, I want to meet Jay. Like, nah, bro, I'm trying to meet Kanye. Even though they make him look crazy and weird, and even though he's going through a lot of personal problems, the dude's a business person that's worth $1 billion. So he's got some type of shit. So
I'll give you that. Number 4.
Number 4, who would I fucking like next, man? Oh, shit. Ah, damn, dude. There's so many fucking people out there. Oh, man. Fuck, man. I don't know, bro. I gotta come fucking 2 more people that, because, you know, I'm the type of person, bro, that if I want to go meet you, I'm gonna go meet you. You know what I mean? Or I'm gonna go meet some of the people that, you know, make. That's just how fortunate I've been in my life to be able to have that. But like history is like a big thing for me. American history is a really big thing for me. If I could meet somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody like Jackie Robinson, you know what I mean? Or Cesar Chavez, you know, some of the people that are, you know, political people that have been, you know, put down because
it's your sesh, brother. You get to pick the 5 people you want.
That's a nice round table, yo. You went from Pablo to motherfucking Jackie.
Yep. And the reason that I say that is because, bro, I know these dudes had to smoke, bro. Like they had to smoke. How you gonna be, you know what I mean? Like, how you gonna be doing all that? You working in the baseball field, you're doing all this and you're doing all that. You know, how you not gonna be able to have all that? You know what I mean? And be able to do all that, bro. Like, or
hey, ain't no way in hell Jackie wasn't getting right to be able to maintain his head.
It was crazy. For a second, over here. Come on. All right, he's gonna chill with me for a second.
But, yeah. That's all right. We're wrapping it up right now, anyway.
You're good. No, it's tulip time. He marched to the parade today, so he's a little anxious. Okay. We got other things we got to take care. I have him 1 week, and then he's with his mom 1 week. So, you know, we maintain, you know, and we make it work. And I just, like I said, I'm very thankful for all of the opportunities that I've had, you know, and if I ever get a chance to smoke with some people that are political and doing some of these other things, bro, like it defines us, bro. It defines us as people. We all have 24 hours in a day. You have 24 hours, Donald Trump, you know, me, everybody has motherfucking the same exact time. P. Diddy, all these famous people all have, and political people all have the same amount of time. It's what you do with your time. Time is the number one commodity you will never be able to get back. So if I could have a chance to sesh with some of these people, I'll do it. You know, it's like, but I've seshed with some of the dopest, bro. Like that's one of the things that it's been fortunate for me. I remember one time Snoop came into town. I ain't smoked with Snoop, but Snoop's people got in touch with me, and I made sure that he got some weed, bro. But it's just like it's like crazy how you can be so connected to so many things and just be in an era of so many opportunities to have that. So yeah, man. I mean, I know Pablo smoked a lot. I don't know if Jackie did, but I really feel like he probably would have. And I know they say that Cesar Chavez didn't, but I know that he probably would have too and shit. And I know damn well Kanye smoked, bro. I know damn well. You know, it's like, damn.
We all know Ye smoke.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys getting me on the show, bro. I know I aired out a lot of shit, but I got more. There's more in between there. I just gave you kind of like the beef of it. But I don't know anybody that's ever gone through some of those experiences that I have. If anything, I could pass to everybody to just let them know, like, if you're out there selling weed, if you're out there chasing your dreams, if you're out there stripping on a pole, if you're out there doing whatever the fuck you got to do to make it work.
Shake that ass.
Yeah, I believe in your ass, bro. I believe that you can motherfucking do it. Because if I could do it, if my fucking ass could do it, you could do it. Anybody can chase their dreams. It's like I said, everybody has 24 hours in a day. Make it happen. If nobody's ever told you that I believe in you and you're watching this today, I believe in you. Get up off your ass, make your dreams happen. Because like I tell everybody, every motherfucking day, stay high and stay motivated. Get them, boy. Like, because that's the way we get down over here, bro. I stay high and I stay motivated and I speak life into people because you know what? We only get one time on this earth, one time. You know what I mean? Keep it alive. And I always keep it 100, bro. Like, for real, 100 all the time, man. So much love, bro. I really appreciate you all getting me on the show and just air out.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate you for being here.
Mama, man.
Yeah. And I'll catch up with you.
Definitely, man. It's just, hey, yo, I'm gonna keep it real with you, Bomber. This is the longest one we've done, but I couldn't cut the shit only because you had a lot to say. And like you said yesterday, you got a story to tell. I wanted you to be able to tell that story, man. You know what I mean?
Overall, like, and this is like me to you, because this has nothing to do with laws. Some of the things being black, bro, because I could tell you black, could you relate? I just believe in it with that, bro. Could you relate to some of that shit, man?
Hey, Bomber. When I gave the introduction, I said that may resonate with you or to you in our culture.
Yeah.
Trust me, I feel you.
Yeah. And
we're all here for one reason.
Yep.
And we've all had that stigma.
Yep. And it's fucked up, man, because it's like, you see my little man right there, bro.
Yeah.
I tell him all the time, bro, we don't look at color, bro. We're not around here. We don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that, because they all against us.
And they was like, whatever, like, you know, I've had my son, bro, be pulled over, Maximus. I've had him be pulled over in my cars, and the cops thinking that he's me, getting guns drawn on him, and he's a little kid, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And he's 23 now, but there's times when he's taking the car when he was 16, 17, 18 years old, and he's calling me dad. They're messing with me again. And it's like, damn. So, yeah,
We're
bro.
wrapping up right now.
Anytime y'all want to keep talking, let me know, bro. I got plenty to talk about because it is.
Take it, Bomber. Hey,
we'll catch up with you, brother.
We definitely connected to another episode, man. I appreciate you coming through, man. Anytime you want to jump on, got anything you want to talk about, let us know. We definitely get you right back in here, man. Appreciate you.
Yep. See you. Yeah.
Later, brother.
Elite. Another banger. Peace.